Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Saturday stream here at 247 Sports. I'm Kevin Boylard. With me in studio is Trey Scott and Connor Tapp. We'll get to the boys in the control room in just a minute. But for the next 2 hours, we will be live breaking down all the action in college football world today. We got games that are ending right now. We got games that will start in the next 30 minutes or so. You guys got to be pumped. I know I am.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to see if Iowa can move the football on Michigan. We've got Texas coming up. Auburn-Florida. I got to get back to sharing this post on our Facebook pages so that our fans can watch with us. But
you do that, Trey. Connor, so far this has been a little bit of an ugly defensive battle, if that's how you want to describe it. Maybe if you want to shine the spotlight on the quarterback play. What do you think? What are your takeaway from 3.5 quarters of this Iowa-Michigan game?
I mean, it's hard to discount the quality of Michigan's defense, but it feels like there's a little bit more of an offensive ineptitude vibe than a sterling defense. Maybe it's more the case that Michigan's defense is playing really well against an okay Iowa offense, but the pressure's on for Michigan to hang on to this 7-point lead. Because if they get it tied, if Iowa ties it up and this goes to overtime and this potentially turns into a loss for the Wolverines, it's going to be bad news in Ann Arbor.
Yeah, win or lose, it's been kind of ugly, slow going for Michigan, but their defense has been able to get the job done. Iowa was a team that only had 1 turnover heading into this game. Nate Stanley hadn't thrown an interception all year. He's got 3 already in this game and no touchdown passes to help balance that out. The Hawkeyes only have 3 points, 7:08 left to go in that game.
A 7-point margin feels like 17 at this point. Iowa's offense, Iowa's just now getting the ball back. And the last time they had the ball, they just went out and lost 15 yards on 2 consecutive sacks.
Quick shout out to some of the fans that are in the comments section. Jesse, Todd, both Gators fans who are checking in. I'm sure there's some Auburn fans here as well. We will be watching that game closely, as well as Texas versus West Virginia and some of the other games that are about to start. Right now, we're wrapping up things here in Michigan, Iowa. We got 7 minutes to go, but I want to go to the control room real quick where we got Mike the producer and AA Ron back there holding it down. What's up, guys?
Not a whole lot today. It's an awesome Saturday. We're watching some college football. Couldn't be doing any better. You can't really see Aaron over my shoulder, though, but I do have a score update that he's been working. There you go. He's been working very hard on. Here we go. There's a good look at it.
Awesome.
Let me get some of that stuff out of the way for you guys.
Thank you, Mike.
There's a good look at it.
There's a look at our early slate. As we said, we're following this Michigan-Iowa game on our main TV here, and Michigan has got to hold Iowa here, who's near midfield. Some other big games, Connor, Trey, anything pop out off here to you?
Nunzio Campanelli era at Rutgers kind of off to a bad start. Oklahoma State, Texas Tech is surprising. I think Oklahoma State came into this game with 6 straight wins over the Red Raiders. I can't figure out the middle tier of the Big 12. Penn State was up 28-0 on a Purdue team that has no Rondale Moore and no quarterback Elijah Sindelar. And it kind of just slowed down, 28-7, still an impressive win. And then Oklahoma in a tune-up before next week's Red River, I'm going to call it the rivalry. Okay, I'll be politically correct. Big Iowa catch.
Yeah.
Oklahoma's pulled away from Kansas. That was close for a half.
Yeah.
That one started out a little close, and also I know another score that was on there that was kind of a blowout was that LSU Utah State game, but LSU was kind of a little slow out the gates in that one as well. So right now the only team on serious upset alert is Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
And we're keeping an eye on that game as well as the rest of the games. Right now, Iowa is driving. This is one of the better offensive drives we've seen so far out of them this game, and it couldn't come at a better time.
Yeah, honestly, as I'm kind of digging into the box score on this game, if Michigan...
What?
Oh, wow.
That would have been an incredible touchdown if he was able to haul that in.
So Michigan's forced 4 turnovers, has held Iowa to basically 0 rushing yards, and they're only up 7. That's incredible.
Michigan coming into the game, or Iowa coming into the game, was averaging about 5.2 yards per carry and kind of using like a stable of running backs. In this game, they've not been able to get anything going on the ground, and it's put the game more in Nate Stanley's hands to make plays. And it's been poor up until this point. We'll see if he can make a play and down the stretch.
Like Nate Stanley's got a good arm. tall guy, good pocket passer, but he can't make dynamic plays when the pocket breaks down, when the defense is
And that's
swarming
been
in his
happening
face.
a lot.
And he can't do that. I mean, we've just seen this guy be an absolute statue with pressure in his face, make some really poor decisions, hold on to the ball too long. Holding call killed him there. 1st and 20, it's tough to feel good about Iowa right here.
Another flag.
Guys, just a quick note on that Wisconsin game. How about the day Jonathan Taylor has? 19 carries, 186 yards, and 4 touchdowns. I think he had 3 in the first half. I mean, I know they're playing Kent State, but he's a heck of a player.
He's
I know.
kind of doing some Saquon Barkley stuff.
I think he's going to be that running back that Saquon Barkley, Ezekiel Elliott, Leonard Fournette kind of opened the door to, hey, it's okay to take a running back in the top 5 picks if he's an elite talent. And Jonathan Taylor, in my opinion, from what we've seen this year, is the only guy who kind of warrants that type of attention or consideration.
He's not just like a system Wisconsin running back, not that Melvin Gordon's a slouch or anything, but Jonathan Taylor is an elite track specialist. He's one of the fastest guys in football. I was thinking over at the other office, and I wanted to come back to you and talk about it. Because you're a big Giants fan, I was thinking, like, Jonathan Taylor is the next Saquon.
Yeah, I think he very well could be. And what's impressive is you look at his stats each week. I get an alert from Twitter with Jonathan Taylor's unbelievable first half.
Yeah.
It seems like he does in one half what many running backs struggle to do in a full game. So I think Jonathan Taylor is an elite threat. Just checking in to see what some of the other commenters here are talking about. Joshua letting us know that Penn State just scored. We talked about that a little bit. We've got DJ in the comment section who is a LSU Tigers fan.
Yeah.
I'm sure that we've got a bunch of them here as well. Some Georgia fans checking in.
How about Nolan? I don't know who he's talking about, but this is legitimately the worst offense I've ever seen in my life.
I think I know exactly what he's talking about. He's talking about this
suddenly
Michigan
2nd
Iowa
and
game.
25, and I'm still working on sharing this around while trying to keep an eye on Iowa.
I'm sorry, Trey. You do that.
No,
We'll
I mean,
carry- you do you. We
I'm
need
trying
the
to get
audience
some
here.
other fan bases in here.
So you get them in here, and we'll carry the conversation. No worries, Trey.
I bet you and Mike like the name of this Iowa receiver. Raggiani. He looks like a
Raggiani?
Raggiani. Like
Yeah.
a nice Sunday dinner.
Why?
Does it make
I'm a bigger Nunzio Campanelli guy.
I'm also not even Italian, so it's like I'm just friends with an Italian guy. But anyway, we got a prediction in the comments section. Joe says that Chase Young will have a field day today. That's a game tonight. Ohio State taking on Michigan State.
Is Chase Young the best player in college football?
He's the best defensive player in my opinion. He's I think his nickname is the Predator. He's got the dreads coming out the back. He looks scary.
The Bosa's were awesome. And Joey was better than Nick as far as college impact. And Nick got hurt last year, and that really impacted Ohio State's ceiling. Chase Young might be better than both those guys.
Wow.
He's going to be a top 5 pick. We're not talking about Jonathan Taylor. I think there's locks for top 5 picks right now. I can only think of 2. Chase Young and Tua.
Jerry Jeudy might be in there as well.
It depends on like how you want to value a receiver.
Right, that's true. We'll see what happens, but right now we got a 3rd and 19. Any chance Iowa State gets the gets the 19 yards it needs here
Well,
for
they've got another
If they
penalty.
if they could take Iowa State's offense, maybe.
Yes, right.
And I know they beat Iowa State the other week, but still. Dude,
Man, this is
this
tough.
Is bad.
This would be the worst red zone possession in history.
Well, you're forgetting that Oklahoma had a 3rd and goal from the 50 today.
Oh yeah, did you see that?
I did not.
It was well, Oklahoma did a little double reverse to Jalen Hurts, threw the ball to him for like a 21-yard gain just a few plays earlier. They tried again on a 2nd and goal after a penalty, so it was already like 2nd and goal from the 20. And then they had a 20-yard loss, and they were back by the 50 at that point. And they ended up having to punt on a 4th and goal. I'd never seen a punt on a 4th and goal before.
This entire series, oh my goodness.
Wow.
Another sack. And that
Wow.
might be the 7th or 8th time Michigan has sacked him in this game.
Give Michigan's defense, Aiden Hutchinson, Steve Hutchinson's son, give Michigan's defense some credit because Iowa is an offensive line.
Bet it's pressure up the middle. Told you. They've been
Steve
showing this.
Furman.
This is the 3rd or 4th time they've shown this look where they just bring pressure and it comes right up the middle and they're forcing him.
This is
He just can't
killer.
move. He can't get away from
This
it.
is killer. This is killer. It's brutal football. Brutal football.
Right.
We're always like, oh, when the leaves change and the weather gets crisp, and I just want to make a crock pot and watch Big Ten football. and then you just watch this.
So
Iowa literally just moving backwards. Just
Well, then-
series after series. Their best play is a punt.
Well, then is Iowa overrated at number 14, or is this just what kind of we expect Iowa is? And when you put them on the road in Michigan, a talented team with a good defense, is this just what you get? Is this the product, or are we too high on Iowa?
I think Iowa was a little overrated. I mean, you get to this point of the season, you're undefeated, you're a front runner in your division, like you're going to be in the 15-ish range, but are they one of the 15 best teams in the country? No, I don't think so. They're a solid team, but maybe more like top 25 than top 15.
They're like, when you get past top 8, it's just like whatever.
Yeah, it's a shoulder shrug.
It's just whatever.
Which is nice because we've been shrugging our shoulders around 3 or 4 the past several years. But now we're shrugging them around 9 and 10.
Yeah.
Right.
Positions 9 and 10. Yeah.
But you're always going to find imposters from 15 to 25.
So
Oklahoma State right now is number 21. They're losing by 16 to Texas Tech.
So if they lose this game, end up losing this game, what do we make of Oklahoma State?
I don't know what to make of anyone in the Big 12 that's not Texas or Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
Does
What
it
do you
tell
think
us
of-
more about Texas Tech?
What do you think of Texas's win over Oklahoma State? Does it change anything if they lose this game?
That game, the Texas-Oklahoma State game was a lot closer than it should have been. This would disappoint me as far as Texas's quality of win.
I think more than any other conference, I feel like the Big 12 is just a matter of survival, and I'm not especially concerned about like your margin of victory. It's so even, and there's so much week-to-week volatility in performances from some of these teams that as long as you're winning, I'm not going to revisionist history. I wasn't necessarily like, it wasn't resume bullet point number 1 for Texas anyway, I don't think. I mean, it was a solid win, but when we're debating playoff resumes, I don't think beating Oklahoma State is going to come up a whole lot.
Can you beat Oklahoma twice? That's the only thing that matters.
Right. Okay. Well, here we are early in the season, though, and we're trying to figure out who should be in the top 15, 25 teams. And so these early season matchups are kind of all we have to go off of. And there's a lot of comparative speak. And then as the season goes on, I think we really start to figure out in the big games who is actually deserving of their rankings.
Well, let's see if Iowa can get a stop. We got some commenters. Daryl Roberts says, "Go Vols." Tough game tonight versus Georgia with starting true freshman quarterback Brian Maher. James Malloy asks what we're drinking, just water. Steve says War Eagle. That game starts in 15 minutes. We're pretty pumped to have it
Absolutely.
I'm interested to hear from David. He said he was grilling, and he wants to know who you guys like for Auburn-Florida. I know you guys might want to get into that a little later, but I want to know what David's grilling. That's my big question.
Yeah,
it sounds good.
Let us know what your game day food is. We got the drinks, but we don't have the food today. So, the crunching on the microphones isn't always the best combination for a live stream.
But College Game Day does it. They bring out like big turkey legs.
They do, and then they go to a commercial.
I think they waste a lot of that food. I'm not 100%
Yeah.
sure, but I would not let that food go to waste.
Where's the food going to? Like, we should launch an investigation.
Yeah, or we should get a local chicken place or something in here to sponsor the Saturday
should.
stream, and they bring in the
Patty
food.
B's.
That'd be cool.
Although I don't think we really want to eat hot chicken and then sit.
No,
for 2
no,
hours.
maybe
Maybe
not.
digestion would just slay me.
Maybe if we eat it in the last 30 minutes
Yeah.
before it has time to work its toll on our bodies.
I agree.
So it looks like Michigan is on the verge of closing this out, and there's 2 minutes 46 seconds left. So
Plenty of time for them to do something.
plenty of
stupid.
time for something stupid to happen. But if they do close it out here, I mean, do we owe ourselves some kind of revisiting of what we think of Michigan?
No.
No?
No, I mean, no. Defensively.
Maybe just that the defense might be good enough to carry them to 9 or 10 wins.
But this is also the first time this year that we've seen Michigan's defense really look like this.
Yeah.
Defensive efficiency, they were in
solid.
like the 40s after being in a top 10 team
That's
for
true.
several years. So this is the first time we've really seen Michigan's defense even look like this year.
I
Maybe.
picked Iowa, so I should give Michigan some credit for this win, but the offense has still been so bad it's hard for me to be like,
Right.
oh, we overreacted to 35-14 versus Wisconsin.
No, and I don't think you do, because you also have to loop in the performance against Army, too. And this one kind of feels like that. I know Iowa's a much better opponent than Army, but same thing, offensive struggles.
This is nothing more. This is just this is a good win for Michigan. It helps them toward a win total that's more respectable for the Jim Harbaugh naysayers.
It helps establish a
still have to
floor
win,
for what
too.
this season is.
Right,
gonna
like
be,
4-1 looks pretty good.
Yeah.
It does. Well, let's see. They're still
you gotta
deep. They're
close
still
this
deep
out.
in their own territory.
Yeah.
3rd and 6, right here with under 3 minutes
My
left.
faith in them getting
gotta
6
get a first
yards
down.
is low.
Yeah.
Harbaugh calls a timeout.
My faith in Michigan not having to punt here is low, and after we just watched that sham of a red zone possession from Iowa, my faith in them doing anything with the ball. Once
I
they
guess
get back
that's
is
true.
yeah.
I feel more comfortable in Michigan because I feel like Iowa can't do anything against Michigan's defense right now.
We got a commenter. Joe says, Trey, thanks for dressing up today. Joe, this is it's just a Saturday hangout. We're just hanging out. This is what we do. I'm lucky I'm wearing, non-pajamas and not a tank top. David says he's grilling chicken and steak. And he's hoping his boys grill some gator this afternoon. Has anyone in the comments ever had gator?
I've had fried gator, and I wasn't a fan.
I had it once at the Texas State Fair, but I don't know if it was really gator.
Yeah.
Like, I think it might have just been.
Hold on, I'm stunned that Mike has had fried gator before.
Believe it or not, Kev, I had it, and this is probably why it wasn't good. I had it in South Jersey when we were back there.
They don't have gators in New Jersey.
Oh!
They might breed them or something for.
I don't know, man. That's
Yeah,
questionable. I don't even
how
know
do
where
you
you got
import
that.
the gator? In
I
New
don't know.
Jersey?
I don't know. So 4th and 2, like we said, Michigan didn't get the first down they needed, and they're going to have to give the ball back here to Iowa. And where they are on the field, you'd assume, unless you get a massive punt here, Iowa's going to have decent field position.
Doesn't matter.
We'll see.
Iowa
We'll see if it
enjoys
doesn't
going
matter.
backwards. We got some good questions. Like, how do I want to table all of them until the action's over?
Josh wants us
Yeah.
to do the pocket
real
chip.
quick. Joe in the comments said that Kev looks like Michael Douglas from Falling Down. So we mocked a little something up.
How'd you do that already?
I don't. What do you guys think? Does this look like Kev? He says with the glasses. kind of the Kev vibe. The glasses are dead on.
I'll take it. But
I think the glasses are doing a lot of work.
Yeah,
in this
they are. Yeah.
comparison.
That is
Definitely
not a real
true.
score.
Mike, we can do the Richard Gere comparison later if you want.
I mean, if you look at the grays on the side, I got a hat on, but with the grays on the side, definitely. Thank you, Aaron.
All right, commenters, please get all of our doppelgangers by the end of the show.
No, I don't want to hear it. People are already starting to talk about Ohio State, Wisconsin.
Yeah, well, we kind of alluded to that game during
Late
the
October.
Michigan-Wisconsin
Late
game, too.
October.
They're not playing.
I think the fun thing as the calendar turns to October is the slate setting up the really good, juicy matchups. Like next week is going to be awesome. Just October 12th is going to be an incredible slate. And then you kind of like...
See what we're looking at.
Yeah, we're looking at Texas OU, USC Notre Dame, Clemson Florida State, Florida LSU. You're looking at...
That's like the week I've been waiting for.
yeah, no, it's a week you've been waiting for.
It's been a very weird season in that we haven't. I think we've had one pretty solid week in terms of matchups, but
Week two?
nothing was super surprising.
Yeah,
Well, what's been like the biggest stunning upset of the year that you can even remember? Like, I mean, there have been upsets, but I'm thinking of, usually I can point to the one that's
I don't
the
know.
signature early season upset.
Less to do with expectations coming into it, and I don't even know who is favored, but I feel like Auburn-Oregon is probably the most exciting, highest stakes finish we've had.
And that was all the way back in
Texas
week
LSU
one.
was pretty good too.
True. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's much better, actually.
Yeah.
But it wasn't an upset.
No.
No. But Auburn was favored to beat Oregon.
Yeah. I just in
But
terms
there
of
was
the-
there was question marks. They were starting a true freshman quarterback, and no one really knew what that game was going to look like.
All right, so we've got penalties being walked off against Iowa here. It's kind of their thing.
That's been their thing here in the fourth quarter. You're right.
Let's see.
Someone wants to know what game are you guys watching next?
Well, we're going to have two main games up. We're going to be watching closest Auburn and Florida, but of course, Texas and West Virginia will also be on. Some other games that'll be on in the later slate that we'll have an eye on.
And by the way, you guys are in for a treat with Texas, West Virginia.
yeah,
I I get sort of animated watching my Longhorns. Let's hope there's no reason for me to be animated in the hour and a half that we have watching the Texas-West Virginia game together.
Yeah, there's not a lot else going on during the 2:30 Central Time slate. Notre Dame is hosting Bowling Green. That should be a blowout. Maybe Baylor, Kansas State will be interesting since there's some Baylor drama between these two left over from last weekend.
Is Michigan repunting?
Hey guys,
okay.
real quick, we just want to let the fans know we had a couple games go final in the last couple minutes. So LSU, Utah State final, and Penn State final.
Thank you so much from the control room, Mike, the producer, on top of the final scores. Keep those coming throughout the show because it's hard for us to pay attention to everything that's going on here. Comment section and games.
I think it's
each
time,
other.
I think it's time to wake up to Penn State.
You
It's
think
time
so?
to wake up. I'm not saying 35-7 against a depleted Purdue team is that great.
Yeah, I'm saying they're good.
Another October 12th game, Penn State versus this Iowa team. And given what we know about Penn State's defense and what we learned today about Iowa's offense, I think Penn State might be – it's at Kinnick. We'll see. They always play each other tough, but I think Penn State could be in line for another really statement win. And then they would have Michigan the next week in Happy Valley. So Penn State could be the team of October.
I'll
because
say
they have Michigan State too.
I'll be a lot more into Penn State after those next 2 weeks if they find a way to win those two games. But their last two wins, I don't know what to make of Maryland and Purdue missing their quarterback and plus Rondale Moore. I'm going to punt on Penn State as an elite team yet.
I want to know what the scheduling gods in the Big Ten did do, like what Ohio State did to them. Because, first of all, I think it's great they're going to play Wisconsin this year as a Big Ten West, Big Ten East cross-divisional matchup. Ohio State plays Penn State and then Michigan in the consecutive weeks. That's a gauntlet.
Yeah.
That's a gauntlet.
And where does that line up in terms of the Wisconsin game?
Wisconsin's in 2 weeks. No, Wisconsin's Halloween, so they would have a month off.
Okay.
Not off, but you know what I mean. All right, Iowa's quickly to 3rd and 10.
We just had a big rushing touchdown in that Oklahoma game. Stevenson, a run for 61 yards. So a touchdown there. Oklahoma just making it worse for Kansas.
So
As if it couldn't get any worse for Kansas after what we saw with that basketball pep rally last night.
Oh my gosh.
Someone's going to have to catch me up on that.
I don't think we can on this.
Yeah.
No. You have to Google that.
We've got some.
Not on a work computer.
Yeah.
We've got some mean doppelganger comps.
I don't even want to know about
really mean in the comments.
Joe, come on.
You don't have to read it if you don't want to.
Just we're on your couch. We're not on a studio set. I'm ready for this game to be over.
I think Iowa and Michigan are too.
Someone asked about our top four.
Tune back into the Thursday show.
Jamie, yeah, it's a long one. Jamie suggests Ohio State, Alabama, Clemson, Oklahoma. It's great. Don't hate it at all. Don't hate it at all.
Yeah, there are a number of variations you could come up with that I'd be like, yeah, sure.
Joshua points out Florida's gauntlet, and he thinks they're going to go 1-3 in the next 4 games. So let's take.
Is that including today's game?
Yeah. So I'm imagining this.
That game's starting in 5 minutes, by the way. We should make our predictions
Okay.
on what we think will happen,
All right.
and then we'll do revised predictions when we close out the show.
Yeah, so Florida's gauntlet: LSU, Auburn, LSU win against South Carolina, and then Georgia. My prediction: I picked Auburn. I think in the last 48 hours, I've started to cool on that just a little bit, thinking about how great Florida's defense is. I'll ride with Auburn since I picked them. I like Bo Nix. I like Gus Malzahn a lot. I like what Gus has done this season. I think he's had some really good game plans. We'll see, man. We'll see.
Yeah, my expectation for that game is Auburn wins close. We come away feeling better about Florida.
I think that everyone's
Why?
making a lot of.
Why? I just think, Florida's they've I don't think they've looked as bad as we've wanted to say. And they've done some impressive some impressive things this season. Like the way they beat Tennessee, and even though Tennessee's in bad shape, that's when you beat a rival 34-3. That's impressive to me.
I think their defense is good, and they haven't missed a
Yeah.
beat losing their starting quarterback.
No,
I think-
they're actually
and that's
better.
impressive.
I think
Trask.
Trask is a slight upgrade.
Iowa's kind of moving the ball. They got a big 4th and 8 converted. 1 minute left.
My prediction.
Kind of moving the
Yeah,
ball
you
equally.
got Florida.
I got Florida.
You think their defense?
I think their defense will, when it comes down to two good defenses at the Swamp, Bo Nix is going to have to make a play, and he's a true freshman.
I think Bo Nix makes plays though.
He may. He very well may. I think it's going to come down to him, and I'm putting my faith in the Florida defense at home.
I do worry if I and maybe some other people have jumped the gun on Bo Nix, seeing that performance against Mississippi State and just assuming, all right, he's here, he's arrived. I think it might be just as likely that he takes a step back.
I thought he was pretty good against A&M though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But he was pretty good against A&M, I thought. But like, to me, against Mississippi State, he kind of like took another step. Okay, so we can sling it around too.
Yeah.
In addition to doing all the Gus Malzahn running stuff.
Florida's also been super banged up, and they're getting like 6 guys back for this game, so I think that could be
Yeah,
a boost.
C.J. Henderson was out on the field for pregame warmups. Hopefully this Iowa-Michigan game ends soon. But I guess
Yes.
that's the benefit
Well,
of having two
there's
TVs.
54 seconds left in the game, and you're right.
Josh says
They do have
Felipe
two-
would have lost to Kentucky. Maybe, yeah.
I mean, he was about
It'll
to.
be interesting to see next year what happens with Florida's QB situation. Because you could have a double transfer portal. You could have Felipe Franks. Oh. And you could have Emory Jones. Both leave if Kyle Trask keeps that job. I mean, eventually Emory Jones.
What year is Kyle Trask?
I think he's a junior. Or maybe a redshirt sophomore. No, I think he's a junior. Because Derek King's I don't know. All right. So you guys are probably ahead of us. We're watching on a stream. 4th and 10 for Iowa. What's our confidence level in them converting this?
It might as well be 4th and a mile, I think.
Okay. Connor, yes or no?
I mean, I give them like a 15% chance.
Okay. I think they're going to get it. Never mind.
It's a sack.
And they went 15 yards in the opposite direction.
Nate
It
Stanley-
wasn't quite a sack.
Oh,
Oh,
my
he
goodness.
completed it.
Nate Stanley threw out a left-handed pass.
Oh my goodness.
But he
Oh,
doesn't
so close.
even get back to
All
the line
right.
of scrimmage.
Michigan's going to win.
Yeah, that was.
Oh,
What
that
is-
was the line of scrimmage.
What a
Yeah.
disaster.
See, the swarming defense of Michigan.
I give him some credit for getting off a left-handed pass.
Yeah, I mean, he was struggling just to stay upright there. I said sack prematurely, but he did get the pass off. And that was kind of the game there.
I
Nate
think if
Stanley
I'm-
running for his life.
I think if I'm an Iowa fan, I'm just pretty disgusted about today. I'm just pretty disgusted.
Yeah.
We lost to a team in which Michigan's starting quarterback Shea Patterson was 14 for 26 with an interception. Like that, you shouldn't lose.
I'd probably be disgusted too, especially because this is so off-brand from what we've seen Iowa all season, like a very conservative, risk-averse team, and to see them have to be in this situation where you only score 3 points and you're turning the ball over.
Oklahoma State just recovered an
Well,
outside kick.
wow.
I mean,
That is
3
interesting.
points screams conservative to me.
Yeah, it shows that you can't even. It's not conservative for the sake of being conservative and
Yeah,
playing.
it's
It's
just all
you
you
can't open it up. That's all you've got. Exactly.
All right,
All right, so let's get
Let's get to
our
CBS.
TVs set up.
you know what to do.
All right. So we are switching our television coverage now to Auburn and Florida, which is just about to start up, and Texas and West Virginia on our secondary television.
I'll get this rocking for a minute.
Right. Okay, sounds good.
Wow, good win for Michigan. Good win for Michigan.
So
Defense really was good. I mean, we
Yeah.
can make all the jokes about Iowa's offense that we want. That's good defensive
Yep.
performance.
that Oklahoma game isn't over 42-7 over Kansas, but that's their warm-up for the Red River rivalry.
Yeah.
That's what we're calling it, right?
I think,
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoever came up with that's what we're calling that now, like, did not attempt to say it out loud before.
I know. And it's hard enough for me to string all those R's together
Yeah.
anyway.
Not all alliterations are created
Red
equal.
River rivalry. I just call it the Red River Shootout because that's what I grew up calling it. I get why we don't call it that anymore.
But we do
I
have
don't
a-
get why we can't call it the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. Not that that's
Yeah.
easy to say
Yeah.
fast either.
So we do have Jamie in the comments section asking next week Oklahoma or Texas. And we're going to get a look at Texas's warm up for that game. And theirs, in my opinion, is much tougher than going to Kansas. They had a super long road trip out to West Virginia. Is it the longest road trip?
It's the longest road trip in the Big 12 for sure.
And it's their first true road test and their first time even leaving the state of Texas this year.
I think the Big 12 scheduled this on purpose. I think they said, look, let's give OU the Kansas game. Let's give Texas the West Virginia game. West Virginia is usually very good. Usually a trip to Morgantown is terrifying.
Yeah.
Like when Will Greer's stalking that sideline. But this isn't the same West Virginia team right now. I think they're going to need a few years under Neil Brown. Let's see. Oklahoma took a little bit to get going against Kansas. I think it's human nature, man. We can say all we want. We can say, no, they're focused on Kansas. They're not focused on Texas. I think that's hard. I mean, even LSU struggled like for a minute against Utah State today. Just blew them out eventually, but still.
All right, Mike, did I hear that correctly, that we have the early scores finalized?
You heard that correctly.
All right,
man.
let's take a look at that right now. The early scores are all final here. Is that Oklahoma-Kansas still in the fourth quarter, or is it final?
Oklahoma, Kansas is still in the fourth quarter.
Okay, but pretty much final. Here's your early slate. We're going to get the late slate cooking up here in a minute as soon as we get some scores in there. And Mike, the producer, and Aaron will be in my ear when that is ready. But there you see all the early games just about in the books. A handful of blowouts,
Iowa State.
a couple of close games.
Trey, you and Bart need to stay away from picking Maryland games.
I picked Maryland.
No, I know, but last week you
picked them last week too.
What was he doing picking Rutgers?
I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe you're thinking
You never
Chris Ash,
Nunzio Campanelli.
new coach bounce.
Yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
when you get an interim head coach in there, he just sparks energy. It usually only lasts 1 week or so.
Yeah.
But sometimes you get a weird burst from that.
And then you end up extending him.
Yes, yes.
And then 4 years later, you're trying to figure out why Clay Helton's still your head coach.
I guess we should pitch that Barton's on CBS Sports HQ today.
Oh.
In Stamford, Connecticut. So
Yes.
good for you.
Speaking of pitching, by the way, we also have a network-wide deal that's going on right now for whatever your favorite team is. 2 months for $1 VIP subscription. So check it out. Find your favorite team's website in the 247 Sports Network and subscribe.
$1.
$1 for 2 months.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a great deal.
And this is a good 2 months to do it because you get football season, you get college football recruiting really heats up at the
Absolutely.
end of this 2 months period. I would do it.
For $1
I would do it.
to be the
People
most.
are always like, oh, well, for like the price of a cup of coffee, you could find. But this is like a price of a cup of coffee in like 1985.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not even every day. That's one
Yeah.
cup of coffee in
Lasts you the whole
1985
month.
for that lasts you 2
If
months.
you're going to Starbucks.
And that coffee makes you the smartest whatever fan you are. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Anyway. Well,
All right.
I hate how it takes these games so long to start. Like you say 2:30, let's start it at 2:30.
The audience is building. It's like any other program. You don't want to, what if the opening kickoffs run back for a touchdown, Trey? Everyone would miss it.
In soccer, they pretty much it starts at the time that it says, except for MLS.
You never have to worry about a scoring play off the opening kick, though.
With my team kicking off, I think I need a little bit of a refresher in my water cup.
Same.
If anyone in the control room can help out the guys here, they're thirsty.
But it's no rush,
Yeah, we're a little busy right now.
That's right.
Whenever you get a free minute. Anyway, these games are about to start. We just showed you the late slate.
David has a good
Or
comment.
the early slate.
Can I read this Bo Nix comment? I think he's responding to Connor.
Yeah.
David says, what I like about Bo is that he's progressively gotten better. He does not take a step back and take one forward kind of thing. He just stays pretty calm for true freshman. I agree. He has just gotten better every week. And
Yeah, I mean, what we've seen is him getting better. This is what I was saying was not specific to Bo Nix in any way. I'm just saying, progress is not always linear. And sometimes you get better. And just like anything, you, get better. And then sometimes you take a step back.
Yeah, I spoke to Brandon Marcello of Auburn Undercover on 247 Sports for Boiling Point this week, and he made that exact point that everyone points to the Bo Nix touchdown pass at the end of that Oregon game, but he's gotten better since each game, and the one thing he does actually pretty well is run with the ball. Kind of separates him and gives him that athletic ability so that If it's not there to pass right away, especially against a tough defense on the road, maybe he can make a play with his legs.
West Virginia's uniforms are hideous.
Yeah, not a fan. Not a fan of bright yellow like that, especially I just think of flags when I think of bright yellow in a uniform. So that game's underway. Texas, West Virginia, Auburn, and Florida are coming out onto the field right now. Those are the games we're going to be watching closest. As you can see over my head, that's what we're watching right now.
You know, Texas's defense is so wounded right now.
Yeah.
I think Caden Stearns actually might end up taking a redshirt season. Best, starting safety. But they got B.J. Foster back today, and they really need to stay healthy because with Oklahoma next week, you need all hands on deck. So that's, I think, honestly, the key for Texas is get in and get out of Morgantown with the W. Keep everyone healthy. I don't think Colin Johnson's going to play today. They said in case of emergency. That means he's not going to play. I mean, what are you going to, fourth down and it's time to, gosh.
Oh.
Okay. I can't be too reactive to every play.
No, that's probably what we need you to be, Trey. The more reaction, the better. That's what we're selling today.
Someone asked, who does not belong in the top 10?
Yeah, do you mind if I bend that one a little bit for you?
Yeah.
Okay, because I saw that one. So that was Jamie who asked that.
Yeah.
So who doesn't belong in the top 10? Texas, who's just started, is ranked 11.
Yeah.
Trey, is there anyone in the top 10? Two Cubs, you said?
We have Cubs.
Okay.
No, they're up at the top.
So back to my thought here. Is there anyone that you think in the top 10 that Texas should be in over as the number 11 team in the country?
Florida.
Yeah.
Florida at 10, Notre Dame at 9, maybe?
Oh boy.
Notre Dame.
Do this again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, why is Notre Dame in there?
Why is
Why
Notre
is Notre
Dame?
Dame a top 10 team?
You don't think
Well,
that?
I think they
They proved it last year.
I mean, they were in the top 10, and then they performed better than anyone expected them to against Georgia, and now here they are still in the top 10.
I think that Notre Dame's loss in Athens is just as impressive, if not more impressive, than Texas's loss to LSU at home.
I don't want to sit here and debate impressive losses because
True.
that's just what losing programs do.
I was just trying to
Well, I
draw
mean-
the reaction.
Oh, man. It's a flag fest in Morgantown. And
I've seen a lot of flags already.
Florida Auburn is finally kicked off.
Wonderful.
We got Eduardo speaking Spanish in the comments.
Excellent. Can anyone
I
translate?
believe we are watching the en Espanol version of this Texas West
No,
Virginia
you're
game.
kidding.
Yeah, we definitely are.
That happened before the Super Bowl when we watched it here. It was in Spanish.
I don't know how to change it.
I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, we're not really listening too much. We should be filling the air anyway.
If Texas goes down 7-0, I'm going to get a little bit tight.
They're going to be fine. Watching Trey overreact to Texas games
Yeah, it should be
has been
funny.
a highlight of my life.
I overreact to literally everything in my life.
Bo Nix under serious pressure to start the game. Already took a hit.
I have 1 blue water and 2 heavy water.
Touchdown, West
Blue
Virginia.
water.
I need all 3 of them at this point. I'll take a blue water.
Oh,
All right, so there's a.
I can't believe. Oh, Texas.
This is the blue.
Disaster.
Okay.
Aaron shakes his head in
We
disgust.
do have the Spanish version of the broadcast going.
It's fine. I mean,
It's
we should
fine.
be the ones reacting to what we see, not what we hear anyway.
Yeah. Joe says, Trey, come on. They went into Georgia and only lost by 6. Yeah, I agree, Joe. Like, Joshua, Notre Dame, I thought Notre Dame was going to get blown out.
Everyone did. Everyone was saying there was no chance.
No chance.
And then they had the ball with a chance to win at the end.
Yeah.
That's all you can ask for.
And so, I mean, look, I don't want to get too carried away, like pumping up the quality loss, but we only have so many meaningful data points in a college football season. And the fact is that Notre Dame going in and defying expectations like that against an opponent of Georgia's quality is pretty meaningful.
I agree.
And then we've kind of seen some of the things that were kind of takeaways from that game confirmed last week with the way that defense was just an absolute menace against Virginia. Yeah.
So do we think this is a catch or not in the end zone? West Virginia's already taken a strike towards the end zone.
Morally, it is a catch.
Morally, I agree. Like in the backyard, that's a catch 10 times out of 10. But it was moving a little
see what
bit.
the
I saw
cops
Trey do an
I don't
incomplete.
think it's a catch.
Of course you don't.
So Auburn's going, I believe, 3 and out. So that's a great start for that Florida defense.
If I were
Rolling
in charge
on the field
of
is a TD, right?
They're not going to be able to.
No.
if I were in charge of replay, that's a touchdown.
I love this Spanish broadcast.
That's great.
Auburn is punting after their first possession of the game. They did not move the ball very far.
Florida's defense is nasty.
That's what I'm saying. Like, everyone is a lot of people are hyping up Auburn's defense. Rightly so. They played very well. But I think Florida's defense is very good as well, and they're playing at home.
Touchdown stands.
Ooh, Florida.
I was going to ask the logo, the helmet logo.
I like it.
Yeah,
I
it's a
think.
Spurrier throwback.
Yeah.
I watched
To win Spurrier played, right?
Yes, Ted's Threadheads thing. It's back to the era of Steve Spurrier playing for Florida. What do you guys think about these Florida uniforms? I think they're sick.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the video of Spurrier just coming in and drawing up the play on the board today or
Yeah.
this week?
Do you think it was like a cogent play?
Oh, I have no idea. Some people were kind of taking away that Dan Mullen looked a little nonplussed.
He was like, oh, God. I mean, we all have those moments at work. You're like, okay.
I thought it was cool. I thought it was definitely really cool.
This guy's walking in thinking he knows something about what we're talking about here.
Like, Steve, you were gone before the day of the RPO.
Yeah.
Do you believe Urban Meyer will coach again? Yes, at USC next year. Thank you for the question, Jamie. Jamie's had a lot of good questions.
Yeah, that's great. Drop questions in. It keeps the conversation going. It doesn't have to be necessarily about the game that we're watching. We're trying to have our eyes all over the college football landscape this afternoon. We've got 2 games up right now. But if you know or notice anything else going on that we're not talking about, drop it in the comment section, and we'll be happy to discuss it.
Florida.
Huge play. Oh, and he
Oh, he's
split the
gone.
defense. That's what I'm talking about. Huge play
Who is that?
to start this game.
Oh, wow. Well, you look pretty smart right now.
Well,
We've
it's
got
very
2
early.
quick 7-0 leads.
Very
just
early.
Dueling leads. This is great.
Yeah.
This is the best.
I hope it
2:30
stays
slate
this
we've
way. I
had.
hope it stays this way. There have been way too many blowouts.
Who
this
was
year.
that?
Number
Grimes?
16. Swain? Was it? Couldn't
I think
read
it's
the name.
S.H.
I don't know.
Florida fans are so...
The Florida fans are definitely impressed with us right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know our stuff. No, I mean, like, go to the ESPN set and watch them react in real time. They don't know their names.
Well, it's hard to know everybody, especially when we're watching multiple games.
Oh, Drew
but-
Brees is giving Sam Ellinger a shout out. Westlake High School alums. I also went there. And I just want to point out, too, Oklahoma was down 7-0 to Kansas, I believe. Weren't they?
I'm sorry. Yes, they were.
Okay, so, all right.
Yeah,
People
anything
are
can
looking
happen.
it was Freddie
Sorry,
Swain.
didn't-
Freddie Swain.
Right.
Thank you, Joshua. The commentators are like the best
Hey,
part of this
the
show.
commenters got that before the ESPN box score was updated.
You guys
so
are the best.
You guys are the best. Thank you very much, guys.
So, I mean, 7 points in that game could be
Auburn,
pretty
Florida?
significant. Like, I'm thinking maybe first to 20 wins. So, like, I mean, it's hard to understate how, I would not expect that to become a wide open game.
Texas lost 6 yards on his first
Yeah,
play.
they're going
if
backwards.
it's 3 and
What's
out,
up?
I'm going to turn this game off.
Oh, Trey.
Oh, I hate it when your team just doesn't have the first 2 minutes that you spend all week hoping for. I spent all week, ready for this
Yeah.
game. Are you guys ready?
Would you
every-
rather have them the first 2 minutes or the next 58,
I feel like all of my teams have a habit of digging themselves a nice little hole
Yeah.
to climb out of. I'm sure every team, every fan of every team feels that way about their team.
I just wish that, it's the first few minutes of games are always so weird.
So, like, I think the thing that
Sam, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like seeing my quarterback get hit like that.
Him get hit like that? How about the safety that got hit like that by Sam Ellinger?
I told
he
you.
Laid, he
I
laid the
told
boom.
you, today's goal for Texas is for nobody to get hurt. And you've got a quarterback who has had injury
Okay,
issues.
okay.
He's had concussion issues. I mean,
I'm just saying
you
he
take
didn't get the worst of that hit.
You slide, Sam. I love it. Kevin says, "This is how we do in the swamp." Boom, old school Gator team play. Yeah, it kind of looked like a run and gun. Sam goes deep. Okay, maybe a flag will happen. I don't know.
Looked for it.
No one wants to get penalized. No one penalizes Texas. Just West Virginia getting the flags.
Yeah.
You know, heaven forbid.
Man, y'all are. The stream watchers need Texas to score.
It's gonna be a miserable.
Or do they? Or do they?
It's gonna be a miserable hour if Texas. It really keeps digging a hole. Oh, is Freddie Swain? Is that a name like of a former NFL player? Can someone in the control room?
Not one I know.
I mean, I guess they're doing other work back there. We have laptops.
Yeah, get us water. Get us.
Get us Freddie Swain info.
Top off our waters.
Snap it.
Do some research here.
All right, so Auburn.
Oh my gosh, look at the Florida sideline.
What do they got? Is the swamp? Does the swamp get loud?
Well, I don't know about volume-wise, but I can tell you that Florida has defeated 7 of their last 9 top 10 teams to visit the swamp. So
Seriously.
regardless, it's a tough
really?
place for teams to go and play, even the best teams in the country.
Wow. And it's not like Florida's, fresh off the Urban Meyer era. It's been 10 years since they were a juggernaut. That's an impressive stat. It's gonna be a long day in Morgantown.
We had a Brett Swain, wide receiver for the Packers.
I was gonna say I remember.
Oh, come on, Mike, where you at?
I was looking it up, but yeah, I remember Brett Swain. I couldn't remember who he played for, but there you go. He could not have been on the Packers long.
No. So he played in Super Bowl XLV. I don't know how y'all do those Roman numerals.
That was
What is that?
96, 97.
But
Right?
I thought it was Rhett Swain. But Brett Swain, same kind of difference.
This is the college football analysis they tune in for.
Great catch.
There you go.
Duvernay, man. And where's the yellow line on the TV?
Is Duvernay the best
Yes.
receiver on the team, or just currently with Colin Johnson?
He's the
hurt?
best receiver. He hasn't dropped a pass in 2 years. Leads the nation in receptions.
Wow.
Yeah, Duvernay is the best receiver on the team. He has filled in so nicely for little Jordan Humphrey. What's going on in the swamp?
Auburn's got the ball again. There's that Bo Nix design run.
I think they're trying to get Bo Nix comfy. Get him some hits in like a positive non-sack manner. Now you have a very manageable 3rd and 1. Sam's going deep again. Nope.
Wow.
Your wide receiver had to play defense there. All right.
We've already seen 2 deep shots from
Yeah.
Younger. Isn't he more of a dink and dunk kind of quarterback?
Not a deep shot guy. Not a deep shot guy. That should have been a pick.
Receiver made a decent play on the ball though. All right, 3rd and 1 here for Auburn.
Took too long. Took too long.
There you go. We don't have the volume up, but I'm sure the swamp was rocking.
Rocking. Virginia Tech is up 7-0 on Miami.
Wow.
Thank you,
That
Mike,
is
for the score
interesting.
update.
That is very interesting.
Those 2 teams are battling to not be in our top 5 disappointments of the season when we come out with our midseason video in a few days.
I think that Miami's in the middle of a 5-game home stretch,
Wow.
and they've got a bunch of ACC games coming up here. I think they could quietly, start winning. I'm not saying they're going to go on a major run here, but they'll stay in the coastal race for the chance to.
That's interesting. See, like
the
5-game home stretch, great. Is that a tough place to play? And is Miami any good?
No, it's not that it's a tough place to play, but it's just easier than going on the road anywhere. And I think that, they could put together some wins. Whereas Virginia Tech, to me, that seems like a place that it's covered in gasoline and someone's just holding the match.
Right. Yeah, I think that's right.
The Hispanic broadcast does not include the yellow first down line.
I've noticed that on the 3rd and 13 that it wasn't there, and it was very disorienting.
Duvernay again.
The yellow first down line is probably the greatest invention in sports broadcasting history.
Yeah.
Aaron would like everyone to know that Middle Tennessee has taken a 7-0 lead.
Hey, I saw Aaron's hand
Who are
go
they
up in
playing?
the control
I don't even
room. I
know
was
who they're
wondering
playing.
what was happening.
Out back here.
Who are they playing?
I'm not
Marshall.
Oh, great. Texas cannot get its run game going today. we've got someone who's really upset.
Why?
Ross Carr is not happy about Michigan. Incompetent, inept, impotent, inconsistent offense. That's fire, man. Defense played well, but the offense is nothing to write home about. Been a fan for 43 years. We are in trouble offensively. Go Blue. Ross, so I have a question for you. I did an interview with our Michigan expert, Sam Webb, 2 weeks ago on our podcast, the College Football Daily, that Connor and I co-host. I asked him, are you tempted, is Jim Harbaugh tempted to kind of go back to his old ways?
Yeah.
I'm not saying Michigan's offense lit the world on fire in 2018, but they're a lot better than this, whatever Josh Gaddis has brought in. He said, of course they're tempted, but they're not going to change plans mid-season. So it's just been, you want to talk about like disappointing hires in the last 10 years for college football? The Josh Gaddis offense is up there.
We got Notre Dame in the red zone.
Against Bowling Green. Yeah.
Yeah,
Also, how funny is it that last week we were celebrating Josh Gaddis moving from the press box to the field as the solution to Michigan's
The
offense? and
solution
then-
was playing Rutgers.
Yeah, right? And so that didn't last very long.
Texas has had to convert a lot of third and longs today, and they keep doing it. I wish Barton was here because he had a pretty snarky tweet about Devin Duvernay the other week. About all Devin Duvernay does is catch passes in the on screens, but he was no, not today. What happened?
Gators just got a third down stop, so that Gator
Can't
defense.
run the ball today.
Yeah, they
cannot run the ball.
they couldn't. I mean, it was LSU, and LSU's good, but they didn't really run the ball. They didn't even like try to run the ball against LSU. Is that like a problem?
No,
for
they
Texas?
ran it so well last time we saw him against Oklahoma State, just gashed him. Keontae had 120 yards.
Is that anything to do with the injuries that they've had at the running back position, though, Trey? I mean, they've
They're
been
healthier
decimated
now.
at
They are
times this
healthier
season.
now. I don't know what's going on. I think West Virginia may be a little bit underrated. 3-1 is not. They beat NC State. They got pounded by Mizzou. We should probably devote more attention to Auburn-Florida, but nothing's really happening when Auburn has the ball.
Right. Well, Florida's defense, I mean, and now they've got a chance to go up 2 scores. Still a
Did
ways
we
to
update
go.
the fans on that Texas Tech final?
No.
Texas Tech has defeated Oklahoma State. I had the score up and it just disappeared. But
I could maybe find it for you.
Oh, here we go. It's 45-35 was the final.
Wow.
So Tech takes down number 21 Oklahoma
That's big
State.
for them because they moved to 3-2 as opposed to 2-3.
Yeah.
Chuba Hubbard had 34 carries, 3 touchdowns.
His
Big
usage,
effort.
his usage is like insane. He's getting 30 touches a game.
It's wild.
It's kind of like too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely was.
The guy wants to play football after this year, right?
We just had a Notre Dame touchdown as well. I will update that scoreboard.
Joshua in the comments says, "Hey guys, it would be funny if the Vols upset the Dogs." LOL. Not only would it be funny, it also would be, mind blowing. I think.
Yeah.
It'd be the upset of the year.
I mentioned it to Trey.
Would be
I
hilarious.
mentioned it to Trey before the show, but Connor, that series all time is tied 23, 23,
Really?
and 2.
Wow.
So Georgia hasn't led the series since the early 90s. And
Wow.
after today, that's likely to
Dude's
change.
hands.
Yeah.
Doing
Texas
it.
missed a
Did Texas
40-yarder.
hit that? Because that
No,
guy's
they
hand
missed
was
it.
right in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
dude
missed
just
it.
had to do his hook 'em
Yeah.
during the middle of the field goal.
Speaking of the hook'em, last year this
And
matchup,
he hooked it.
this matchup produced 2 horns down
That's
penalties.
right.
Yeah,
I think we're
Rear
gonna
and
see.
David Sills.
Do you think we're gonna see a horns down penalty in this game?
No. I want West Virginia to have no reason. They're doing. I hate the horns down thing by the fans. Like Texas is not rivals with West Virginia. Get your own hand signal.
It doesn't matter if you're.
Get your own hand signal.
It doesn't matter
doesn't-
now. It doesn't matter
I'm with
anymore.
Kev
It
now.
doesn't matter anymore.
Kev.
Now that they've made it a thing that it's like all Texas, you can't do it. It doesn't even matter if you're a weird non-conference home and home that you're never going to see them
Yeah.
again. Like you're doing
like-
it that game.
It's like the classic bullying advice of, don't, if someone like makes fun of your haircut, just like play it off and don't be like, oh, like, this is my favorite haircut. I can't believe you would say that.
You nailed
my
it.
mom did this.
Look, Oklahoma sells merchandise on horns down. I think that's just too much.
No way.
Oh,
Money
that's
off
great.
it. Why not
What do
go
you
with
mean
it?
it's too much? I mean, is it disrespectful?
Get it out of
Yes.
your head.
Of
Yeah,
course
but-
it's.
Oh, A&M's fight song is about Texas.
I do get what Trey is saying though. Sometimes it's kind of weird when it feels like people's fandom comes from less
Yeah.
from some feeling positive about
Right.
your own team rather than just kind of existing in opposition
Yes.
to this other team.
That's so
Florida's-
true.
I kind of agree.
Trask
but
is
that's what
dealing
the
it.
whole part of fandom is about. Is
Yeah, that's
attacking the
true.
others? You know.
Yeah.
It's true.
Hey, man.
It goes hand in hand, and that's definitely true. If your team's not doing well, at least you get some enjoyment out of your rival doing poorly. I just think Texas, as you said, Connor, has made it worse by
Yeah.
taking so much offense to it.
Right.
The fact that it's a penalty is a joke to me.
Well, that's
It
the
is.
Big 12
That
thing.
is a joke. That is a joke.
This Swain
Well, the
character, who
Texas
we learned
controls
about
the Big
20
12
minutes
as
ago,
well now.
is just great. Kyle Trask looks so good. So good.
Yeah, he really has been. You know, I had on Mondays I do a college football roll call-in show, and the game after Felipe Franks got hurt, I had a Florida fan call in, and he was, not excited that Felipe Franks was hurt, but he was excited that Kyle Trask was getting his chance to play, and was saying he's going to be better, he's going to be better. And I was skeptical at the time because, anytime you lose your starting quarterback, it's hard to be excited about the next guy up. But so far, it's hard to disagree with what Kyle Trask has been able to do, and they're showing his stats right now.
It's really interesting because for a year now, Florida fans have had this weird complex with Felipe Franks.
Well, the other thing,
And all the noise about Franks after that Week 0 win over Miami, the trash talk, and
Right.
the punting the football, kind of did not do anything to endear himself to college football or Florida fans. Now you got Kyle Trask, who has a great story as a former backup quarterback to Houston's Derek King, just slinging darts.
Oh my goodness, he's.
Oh, wow.
Was that a?
Yes.
We got a.
Oh,
Okay. All right.
Florida's
Well,
got-
it's still
that
loose.
is-
No, it looked like Auburn got that at the end. They did.
Auburn
Auburn
defense
right.
making plays.
Wow.
And that's the type of play that I would expected. When the defenses
Too
are.
bad this is an SEC game, or else we might have gotten Mark Rick demonstrating how to cover up a fumble again on the ACC network.
Texas with an interception. Ayodele.
What was that?
That's his name.
A thing that I'm really enjoying about, people, the names in college football getting more complicated is you've got fans who, the thing I always say is man, South Carolina fans really mastered how to say and spell Jadeveon Clowney, but still could not get Connor Shaw right after 4 years.
All right, I think I got in my ear that we have a late score update. So this is the first time we're showing those. Mike, the producer, is going to show us right now. If he could pull it up for us.
Here we
There
go.
it is.
Sorry about that.
Wow, and it's a lot more games than in the early slate. So anything up?
Not all these are in action though. Right at that northwestern mark is where those are late games.
Gotcha.
Correct. Okay, so anything pop off the screen to you so far here? A lot of no-score games, obviously, with many of them not starting. But nothing really popping off to me. just yet.
Nebraska has to win today against Northwestern. It has to win.
Yes, and
So-
I think they will.
So Northwestern and Nebraska, their school name both starts with N. Right now we're 0-0, so it spells noon. This game's at 4.
Wow.
But this game should always take place at noon for that reason.
How about Georgia, Tennessee? That spells goot.
Texas deep touchdown. Longhorns. Malcolm Epps. Nice bounce back game after fans were upset with his performance against Oklahoma State.
Real quick, you see Darlene in the comments wants to know how she unfollows the page.
Yeah.
Darlene, what do you want me to do right now to keep you following this page? That's what I
Yeah, darling, we'll do anything you
do.
want.
Not unfollow us.
Mike, little score update. Texas 7 or 6 for now.
Okay, I will update that. I may just leave it 0 to bother you though. Just to
ESPN last night had for a minute, in the last few minutes of the fourth quarter, a 0 by UCF. And I was like, oh, man. Oh, man. Jamie is crushing it with questions. How many more seasons will Jim Harbaugh coach in Michigan? Don't know.
All right, well, let's say, where would you set the over-under?
That's so difficult
2.
for me to say. Yeah.
2.
2? I would go,
No, I'm setting the over-under, and you
Yeah.
can go over.
I would take the over.
I don't know. I'm just wondering, I would definitely take the over-under.
You would? Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
They did this a little bit during the first half, and Connor, you laid this out on the Thursday show a few weeks ago after the Wisconsin loss, and the Jim Harbaugh era is significantly better than what they were directly before that. So it really has everything to do with what are the expectations Michigan fans have for their team.
Auburn just drilled a long field goal. Yeah, so the Michigan thing, what do you think?
So, I think Michigan is going to struggle to consistently be better than Ohio State. You can measure that in the direct head-to-head results, however, winning the Big Ten East, however you want to measure it. But I think the level of relative stability Jim Harbaugh has brought to Ann Arbor, like that has value. And unless you are just supremely confident that you've got Tom Herman Jr. lined up, ready to go, I don't.
Harbaugh has 3 10-win seasons. Before he arrived, Michigan had 3 10-win seasons in like the last 15 years.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like when Harbaugh came, I think there was a lot of, national championship ceiling type talk.
And I think a lot of that has to do with just how quickly he turned things around.
He did.
Yes.
From where Brady Hoke had it.
Right.
In year 2, they were a loss at Iowa away from competing to make the college football playoff.
Mm-hmm.
They almost beat Ohio State that year. It was the 4th-and-1 JT Barrett play. His first year, he turned Iowa transfer Jake Rudock, who we thought was a pretty average, mediocre quarterback, into an NFL guy.
Yeah.
Like, he did his best work early, and I almost feel like that's been held against him.
It almost set the expectations and the bar too high, too fast, and it's been tough to get back there.
Well, that happens, though, with a lot of great coaches at schools. You saw it with Mac Brown. You saw it with, you see it all the time with, someone asked, when does Alabama play? Alabama and Clemson are off today.
Hey, guys, real quick. We got a touchdown in book to Cole Kmet. So 13-0, presumably about to be 14-0 Notre Dame over Bowling Green.
Yeah. I like Cole Kmet. He looks like a baby
with a situation like Michigan, there's a lot of value in just keeping stability at the head coach position and empowering him to experiment with fixing the things that aren't working. Like we've seen that. That's what happened in Clemson with Dabo Swinney. Like, it's easy to forget now because of the success they've had recently, but early on, the story of Dabo Swinney at Clemson was Clemsoning and bad defense, and was it the Orange Bowl where they got like 73-14 or something?
And couldn't beat South Carolina.
Yeah, and then he brings in Chad Morris. And then he brings in Brent Venables, and so he makes 2 great hires, and then they're off to the races.
Yeah, and the problem, though, for Harbaugh is the Gaddis hire.
Yes, that's where things get tough and complicated.
Yeah.
Because
that was the hire that was supposed to lift Michigan from, every other year maybe we'll make the playoff too. We should have the juice now to be a perennial playoff team because they have the former 5-star quarterback. They have one of the best receiving trios in the country. Oh, man, West Virginia's.
I was going to say, both of these games are back from commercial now. They just showed an awesome highlight in the Auburn-Florida game to come back from commercial of Bo Nix's dad, Patrick Nix, who was the quarterback of Auburn in the early 90s. And in 1994, he took down number 1 ranked Florida with a touchdown pass at the end of the game. It'd be amazing if Bo Nix could find himself in a similar situation today.
I think one of the coolest parts of the season so far has been Patrick Nix's emotion when Bo took the field for the first time against Oregon. That was really cool. Jamie, talking about Michigan still, thinks they should go to a power football team, old school football, smash mouth football. That's no different, though, from what they've done the last few years when they couldn't get over the hump.
Right.
I don't believe in the smash mouth concept. Like when you've got Nick Saban going to the RPO, pass more than you're running, that tells me all I need to know. You got to be able to keep up.
I do wonder, and we do see like a lot of cycles and trends in college football and just like the way people approach offensive philosophy. At some point, we're going to like condense offenses from spreading out, right? Because like everybody's going to be prepared for spread out offenses. I don't know. I think
the pendulum could swing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I haven't watched a whole lot of Colorado, But I watched the Colorado-Nebraska game, and that seemed to be a lot of what they were doing on offense. Like, just condense everything into a small space and create as much confusion as you can.
They're about to call the Texas kicker for targeting. That's
Virginia
why.
Tech is up 14-0.
So the Texas kicker is about to get called for targeting.
So
Are you kidding me?
he'd be ejected from the rest of this game.
That's wild.
Would not be.
He already missed one, so that's good news, right?
He's a great kicker. He actually, this is funny because he beat OU last year on a 40
Oh, Dicker, the kicker!
Cameron Dicker, the kicker.
Florida's about to get a
this
first
is
down by way of
insane.
penalty, by the way.
What are they going to say? I can't hear it. It's Spanish. No targeting. I mean, you can't eject the kicker for targeting.
That would
The
be.
kicker doesn't know what targeting is. The kicker doesn't
if a
work on
kicker,
He's laughing at
if a
this.
kicker gets ejected from targeting, he needs to like set up a Venmo
Yeah.
and like have everybody.
That'd be the most, like, honestly, that would
Yeah.
kind of make you a hero.
Yeah.
That could have swung the game. I mean, that's just nuts.
I could see Oklahoma's kicker getting
Oklahoma's
kicked out for
kicker's a
targeting.
bad
I could see
athlete.
him targeting.
All right. Man, Florida's uniforms. It's hard not to watch. It's hard not to watch.
Even with Texas right in front of you.
West Virginia's uniforms are that bad.
I'm not that negative on West Virginia's uniforms.
So we've got Ted chiming in on the comments. Ted, I want to know what you think about these
Yeah.
West Virginia unis. Because I watched your show yesterday and you love Florida's, but can you agree these West Virginia ones are bad?
It's just the shade of the yellow that you have such an issue with.
I'm not a big yellow fan.
Whoa!
Wow.
Yes.
BJ Foster is back.
Yeah.
That's like about.
And
And he
hurt.
might be
Oh,
gone
no.
already. Yeah, that was a violent collision.
That's about.
Oh, gosh.
Man. You just don't like see a lot of hits
No,
like
he's
that
he's
anymore.
ferocious. I had said get into
pointed-
Morgantown and get out without getting hurt.
Yeah,
What
and
was
he
his
was.
injury?
Is that it?
Yeah.
Is he
It looks
dizzy?
shoulder.
He pointed to the top of his back, so that's not good. But
He's the hardest hitter.
What
Texas
was
has
his
had.
yeah,
injury?
what was his injury? Do you remember? Was it a shoulder injury? I can't remember.
There's been so many.
Yeah, there's been a ton to keep track of for Texas.
Hamstring.
Okay. So at least we're not.
I think he's concussed.
I don't know.
I
I
hate
think
to speculate.
Yeah, we'll see.
He plays so hard.
We'll keep an eye on that
we'll see if we get a replay. It looks more shouldery to me.
Hey, folks, I think, do we have a fumble in the Auburn game?
I don't know.
I was
They're at
just looking.
commercial.
I'm sorry, we were looking
I don't
away
know
at
if you're
that, but
behind
I
on
will.
that or if
I can.
I'm
I
jumping
can.
the gun there.
No, you're good.
Oh, his head.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might be right.
Right. Yes.
Fumble. Yeah, Auburn recovers.
Wow.
So
So
that's-
Auburn's defense opportunistic here.
That's 2 turnovers for the Florida offense so far, both fumbles, but Auburn hasn't been able to get a first down on offense yet.
Wow.
Well, you want to talk about what do these games mean for next week when you talk about Texas, West Virginia? That's a significant blow if BJ Foster.
Right, especially considering all the other injuries.
He is maybe their best defensive player.
Very versatile, too. I was talking to Chip Brown this week, said he does so much, especially near the line of scrimmage for a safety, and there was where we saw
Former
the contact.
5-star recruit, classmate with Caden Stearns, just an absolutely great player. I'm going to have a tough time dealing with this.
You're going to have to power through.
The fall commercials will help. Big fall guy.
See, I'm more of a cling to summer guy.
Connor, what do you
I used to be a big cling to summer guy, and then summer stopped ending.
Like I woke up today, I was like, nice. It's a college football Saturday. It's October 5th, and it's just 91 degrees.
Mike said that yesterday. He's like, I think we turn off the air conditioning. I was like, it's supposed to get up to 93 today.
Yeah.
I bet you, like, in the next week. And tell us where you live. Like, how hot is it out there? Like, if it goes to 70s this week here in Nashville, Tennessee, we're going to be breaking out our sweaters.
It's going to feel
Yeah.
good.
We're just
I've been
hankering
like,
for it.
I've been wearing long sleeve tees, just trying to will autumn into existence.
We're losing Jamie. Got to go, guys. Great show. Will you be on this evening for Ohio State game? No.
Sadly, no.
No. Evening's a weird slate today.
It
So
is.
Ohio State, Michigan State. I keep thinking that's like this great game every year because I remember the Ezekiel Elliott game in 2015. But it hasn't been close in a long time.
Well, Michigan State's had the most success of any other Big Ten team against Ohio State. They've beaten them 3 times since 2011, which is the most of any team in the conference. So I guess if there's anyone who has a chance, maybe them, but it just doesn't seem like it this year.
It will be a good test for Ohio State, though.
Yeah, they'll probably be the best defense they've faced.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Maybe all season.
Where is that
Oh,
one?
Wisconsin. It's in Columbus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe if it were in East Lansing, be like, you just traveled to Nebraska.
Yeah.
Even though it was a blowout,
Yeah.
a lot of hype around
A lot
it,
of hype.
but at home, I think
Right.
it'll be fine.
Yeah. So they're still looking at this fumble. I don't know if they're just looking at a replay of it or what, but it was definitely a fumble.
In Auburn.
But they
Yeah.
keep showing this replay, and I'm not 100% sure what they're looking at.
I mean, it's absolutely a fumble.
Yeah. But
All right.
it was
Was somebody injured, maybe?
that might have been it.
Oh,
it's
targeting.
helmet
Oh.
contact. Okay, I didn't
A lot
see
of
that
targeting.
at first.
A lot of targeting.
Okay, all right. And there was no targeting called on the field, and it looks like Florida is challenging that.
Oh, no.
So
Well, Texas will start with the ball at the 2.
So, I mean, this is definitely going to be a game that Texas ends up winning like 38-7.
Really?
I mean, I don't know.
I appreciate the optimism.
I don't know. I think given how long Big 12 games are, it fascinates me that you allow yourself to get so hung up on
Yeah,
you know,
but I get
individual
hung up on
punts.
just-
yeah, right?
I just get hung up on it. So what do we got here? We got Auburn ball or Florida ball?
We got Ian Book just.
It's
threw
still
another
Auburn's
touchdown,
ball.
So 21
Oh,
nothing
wow.
there.
Lighting up.
So I really don't understand what targeting is.
Yeah, because that seemed pretty clear, and I don't really
the fact that they can
understand.
reverse targeting now, I think they're going to go in that direction.
And I'm not
90%.
even sure what would have happened had they called. There was no targeting on the field, and had they decided upon replay that there was targeting, would the fumble have been nullified? And it would still be Auburn ball, or would it be after the?
Well, it looked like did the targeting or the would have been targeting hit caused the fumble.
It was right. That's when he dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Is right when he got.
We
hit
were
in the
at
head,
SEC
so-
Media Days, and I didn't pay attention to Steve Shaw. So maybe I will next year. That was a long time ago. Someone wants to know, do you think he's talking about the Vols, have a chance to beat Georgia today with a backup quarterback? Man, I don't think you had a chance to beat Georgia with Josh Dobbs, but no, you don't have a chance today. You don't.
Hey guys, Virginia Tech is in the red zone again, so they're about to go up possibly 21-0.
All right. Well,
Wow.
so
Manny
much for what I was
Diaz
saying about
era.
Miami.
The Manny Diaz era. Mike, as we work on our top disappointments,
Wow,
you can pencil
wow,
Miami
wow.
in there.
Yeah, well, noted. They're at the 1 now, so they were just at the 6. Yep, and they're in the end zone that fast.
Mike's
That's
like,
unbelievable.
So,
Virginia
Mike's like
Tech.
noted, talking about work.
so that's disappointing for Miami. It's pretty huge for Justin Fuente.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
maybe it was that
his team
team.
was pretty hot.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that team just was a little hungrier for a win.
I mean, they absolutely had to have it.
Yes.
I'm not saying Justin Fuente would have been fired. His buyout's like $12 million, but maybe come December, maybe.
Yeah.
They've gotten worse in each of his 4 seasons. Virginia Tech's only wins so far are Furman and Old Dominion.
That's not good. Yeah, they're still looking for a Power 5 win. Well, maybe they'll get it today.
They've got Rhode Island next week, Virginia Tech, and then North Carolina, Notre Dame. Chance to rattle off a few wins
I'm
here.
gonna go 1 and 2.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about before Notre Dame.
Oh,
They're definitely
yeah.
going to lose to Notre Dame. Might lose to North Carolina.
North Carolina's been a pleasant surprise of this season. Mac Brown's got to go in there, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're ever
It
going to
would have been
win the
amazing
ACC good, but they're at least going to be competitive for a while.
Yeah.
As long as he
Yeah.
wants to be there.
It would have been stunning if they had pulled off that upset last weekend. But I fully expect them to take it to Georgia Tech today.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Harbaugh said, I really think we're hitting our stride offensively.
Oh my gosh.
Did-
No, he didn't. Did he?
Yeah, so 10 points.
He doesn't help himself, too, with some of the stuff he says.
Texas, Duvernay.
3rd and 3 for Auburn here. They are in the red zone, I believe, or very close. They're just outside the red zone.
Yeah, they're at the
Red zone.
21. I'll give it to you. Like, if we were on red zone, we'd go to it.
It was a different angle. I couldn't see it.
We
had
could
they had the
develop
sky
our own
cam.
college football red zone here.
We were talking about an idea of like a red zone that was all sports, just any like because last night there was college football on at the same time as baseball playoffs.
Sometimes you don't know, like people are on Twitter like the soccer game, and you're like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
That'd be awesome. That'd be really cool. Like I need to watch this tennis match anyway.
Anything. Yeah, it could be any sporting event.
Are there any games out there, commenters, that we're not paying attention to that we should be watching right now? I think the afternoon slate's a little weird.
I mean, we got scores up
no.
directly
And
above
oh,
Connor's.
No,
Who's this?
Deontay Ingram's hurt.
Oh boy.
So
who-
what's going to
Texas
happen?
is
It's gonna
starting running back.
is
So what
Roschon
is-
Johnson going to come in? What's going to happen?
Oh my gosh.
Or is Whittington healthy?
Whittington might play next week. I have jinxed the entirety of Texas's hopes today. I
don't
said
think-
get into Morgantown and get out with your health.
So saying that makes these
BJ
guys get hurt.
Foster and Keontae Ingram, 2 stars. Oh, this is horrible.
Yeah,
Oh, this is
I wouldn't say that you jinx them though.
this is just bad.
Oh, that was rough. Yep.
This is bad. My hat's just going haywire. This is bad. He's running off. Okay, whatever. Maybe I overreacted.
Hey,
You don't
Auburn
say.
just kicked another field goal, fellas.
All right, so 7-6 there.
So Connor said first one to 21. You know what's interesting is Florida was really driving when they had that first fumble.
Yeah,
They
the
hit
sack.
Swain for another long, and I thought I was like 14-0. Is this coming up?
Right. Well, that's the thing is Florida still outgained them in terms of yardage in this game. Auburn hasn't gotten into the end zone yet. So I still give the advantage to Florida's defense, even though Auburn's come up with the game-swinging plays
Incomplete.
on defense with the turnovers.
Yeah. Yeah, Auburn's defense. This is the story so far.
Joshua was asking how that play in the Auburn-Florida game wasn't called targeting. We discussed it already, and we don't know. Third and 15 for Texas. Can they get a first down here? They've gotten
Yeah, I
converted
would
some
call
other-
up to dial up. No,
not there.
Whatever.
Is that Roschon Johnson,
Yeah.
by the way, the converted quarterback? So that's who they brought in.
Well, Connor, I don't know about your 35-7 prediction.
Yeah.
What do they do?
Texas looking a little.
At least we got
Jointed
two
on
tight
offense.
games. At least we got 7-7 in Texas, West Virginia, and 7-6 in Auburn, Florida.
Someone's asking us about targeting. Joshua, we don't.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't even understand because that looked pretty textbook. Maybe because it wasn't called on the field. It's they don't want to overturn it unless it's really egregious.
Yeah, I think that's the case.
That's got to be it.
I'm a fan of the West Virginia color coordination in the stadium, the yellow and the blue alternating by sections.
Does look good.
I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, so you like the yellow there? You don't like it on the field though.
Maybe. Oh, man.
We got our new
college
now
football
watching
seasons
graphic,
are
by the
like
way.
this. I can't help but shake the sense of like, is today any good? But they
Hey, we got
Connor loves to talk about something like crock pots, and then it's just really good by Halloween. Like the season's just really good by November.
yeah,
Slow burn.
Yeah.
yeah. I like that too. I like that too.
This season it is weird that we haven't had a blood week yet. Just teams that you had in the national title hunt losing, like Georgia losing to Tennessee, something on
Well, we
that
almost had
order of
Clemson
magnitude.
last week, but you're right.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So here's a question that sparked me. In the 4 Power 5 conferences, excluding the Pac-12.
Yeah.
You've got an undefeated front runner in each one, in Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, and Oklahoma. Who of those 4 teams is most likely to lose a game from here on out?
Oh, that's such a good question.
That's tough.
You know,
because
I'm gonna go Ohio State, even though I feel
Really?
like they might be playing the best of anyone.
But it has to do with their opponents too. And
Yeah.
I know you beat Texas twice.
That's where it gets complicated. I mean, if this were a schedule independent question, I would, go Clemson.
Right, but they've got probably
Yeah.
the easiest
Yeah.
route the rest of the way. I think Alabama might be the best team, but they've got the toughest route with Auburn, LSU, and probably Georgia in the SEC championship. So,
Maybe Alabama. Maybe Alabama.
which is crazy to say and to think. Number 1 team right now and look incredible.
I might go. Well, I mean, Oklahoma's got Texas next week.
Yeah, and they have to play them twice. Because the way the middle tier of the Big 12 is killing itself, like, I'm just gonna if Texas is losing,
We got another
West
loose
Virginia at
ball
4
here.
o'clock-
Another loose ball here. I think this one was on a punt, and it looks like Florida
Oh my God!
got it. I think I'm gonna scroll back real quick. Sorry guys, because I just saw the. Yeah, it was a muffed punt. And this was the break Florida needed, who had already fumbled
Florida's gonna get
twice.
the ball in the 2.
There's something about the.
Oh, that was so bad.
There's
That's
nothing worse.
that's about as bad as it gets.
I don't.
Oh, that ball was loose for so long.
I don't know.
If I'm a college football coach, I'm like, never field a punt.
Yeah.
Just don't do it. I don't trust
It
the
seems
19
really hard to do.
field a punt. Don't ever do it.
There are
When's
so
the-
many variables you have to account for.
How often is a punt return getting returned for a touchdown? How often is a punt return getting more than 10 yards?
Right.
Like, most of the time, it's just watching people call for a fair
But
catch.
there's
You need to prevent it from bouncing to the 1 yard.
Right.
right,
That's
just catching
fair.
it. Just a
That's
fair
fair.
catch sometimes will save you 15, 20 yards.
Trey, your disregard for
For special teams. You have no respect for special teams. bro.
Especially
No
2 weeks.
respect.
You are not a
especially-
Shiano man.
Especially 2 weeks ago when I said it. And then my Texas Longhorns muffed 2 punts inside the 10. Total disregard for special teams.
Yeah.
I'm more scared of special teams than like thinking they're going to help me out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well-
you screw. It feels like the things that you're supposed to do on special teams should be counted as givens, and then so when you mess it up, it's
Right.
Especially in college football.
Yeah.
I stay up at night thinking about special teams.
Well, I like to look at, and I'm not a big fantasy football guy for those of you who don't know that, but I like to lump special teams. I like to lump special teams and defense together in terms
Okay.
of what they produce or what they can do for you. It kind of helps if your defense or special teams can score points or set up your offense.
Hey, fellas, real quick. I don't know if you're watching that Florida game, but what did the guy who muffed the punt do? It sounds like he went and tried to block.
He was-
instead of
Tackle.
was he doing a
He
poison
was
call?
doing get away, and then it did a very fast roll right in between his legs, and he tried to pick it up.
Got you.
but
Oh,
he gets
we gotta-
he gets up, and instead of trying to recover the football, he goes and starts blocking.
The ball was loose for a very long time, and there was a huge scrum for the ball, and boneheaded play by
tough play.
boneheaded
We
play
got
by
Emory
Auburn.
Emory Jones warning in Gainesville. Backup quarterback got a little goal line package. This will be good. This will be good. This will be good. Nice. I like how you guys are just subjected to watching Texas, West Virginia with me.
No, hey, I'll watch any game that's not a blowout, and even some blowouts I will watch. But I'm stoked, like I said, to see 2 games that are very tight here as the first quarter closes in these 2 games that we're watching closest today. And we picked the right games. When you look, we didn't. Virginia Tech, Miami, Bowling Green, Notre Dame, blowouts.
And Florida shoots themselves in the foot. They get a unsportsmanlike conduct.
Wow.
So they're bumping them back.
Oh,
And they
a
fumbled.
fumble.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Whoa,
go,
Derek Brown.
go,
Large
go,
man,
go.
large
Huge man.
man.
We might get. No one knew that. That was the longest he's run in a long time.
The
Physics
swings
are
of this
brutal.
Auburn-Florida game?
Well, it's all turnovers. It's all fumbles.
Oh
And
my!
Trask, I think, is saying he
Trask
threw it.
wants
He's
a
saying
incomplete pass.
incomplete pass.
Wow.
Let's see. Let's get a closer look.
This is another.
I didn't
thing
see the
struggle
play.
with.
Did we have like a James Harrison?
Oh, that's that.
Oh, this is tuck rule.
Well, we're gonna have to see if his hand, if the ball was in his hand when it was moving forward, because
Oh no.
I can't
I
tell.
think that's a fumble. I don't think you can overturn it.
yeah, it might not be enough to overturn. You're right. He was definitely trying to throw, but the ball may have been coming out before his arm started moving
Yeah.
forward.
Wow.
Man, so that's a second fumble for Trask, third fumble overall for Florida, and a squandered opportunity because they had the ball set up by a muff punt inside the 10-yard line.
That's
And a huge return, impressive
We've got
return
some
by the
two
big man. I
really
wish
weird-
he went all the way.
yeah. These
really
are
weird
very
games.
weird games.
Texas cannot put away West Virginia. Keeps committing penalties. Florida and Auburn can't keep the ball. Like, possessing the ball is a struggle for these.
That's true.
Trey,
Very
is your
true.
stress about Texas, West Virginia, like that? Are you concerned that Texas might legitimately lose this game, or are you just looking
Yes.
ahead? Well, if we're doing this against West Virginia, what's
No.
gonna happen next?
Texas will play fine against OU because you play up to your competition. Tom Herman does. No, I think they could lose this game. And also, selfishly, I paid a lot of money for Texas OU tickets, and market value if Texas loses
Right.
2 games before that game is just like, I'll
Yeah.
take a bath.
Yeah.
So
And it's not just about them losing this game. It's the players that they're losing. We've seen B.J. Foster and Keontae Ingram go down in this game as well.
And they just don't look sharp at all.
No,
But it's, first road game.
and a long one at that.
First road game.
So
Tom
how-
Herman's teams not playing
Yeah.
their best when they're the prohibitive favorite is a concerning fact.
Yeah. So that's like that's
It's
a real thing.
It's an
Okay.
absolutely real thing. I would rather Texas be picked to lose by 3 than picked to win by 3 every day of the week.
Is it like they embrace the
Yes.
underdog
Yes.
and okay.
They lose the games that they play down to teams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, Texas knocked off OU and Georgia last year as double-digit underdogs, and then loses to Oklahoma State as a 2-point favorite. So, lose to Maryland as a 17-point favorite. 2 years
I'm
ago.
assuming they were favored against West Virginia at home last year as well.
Oh, I think maybe like barely, because that was a good West Virginia.
Yes.
Someone says, "Go Horns from Keystone Heights, Florida." Nice. Where is that in Florida?
Notre Dame just had a sack of a 21-yard loss. They sacked Bowling Green, so it's going to be 4th and 36.
Wow.
That game can probably get bumped. Has anyone scored in Northwestern Nebraska, Mike?
I saw it earlier. I'm got to scroll down. Yeah, we got a 7-0 score, Nebraska. 4:25 to go in the first. It's funny you ask that because I got a score update coming for you guys in about 3 minutes here.
All righty, cool. Thank you for that. We have 30 minutes left in the show today. We'll be live, flying by today. And a lot still to be determined on the field in these 2 main games.
We have learned nothing.
No, we
quarter of
really
either of these
have
games.
learned nothing from either one of these. I'm just as clueless. We made predictions 5 minutes before kickoff in both games, or in the Auburn-Florida game, and I'm just as clueless after 1 quarter who will win it as I was before the game started. So, thank you for by the way, helping us. I see you sharing around
I
to
don't know if
a
we've
couple of other
learned.
pages.
I don't know if we've learned nothing.
I like that.
What have you
Texas,
learned?
West
from
Virginia.
Texas,
I
West
mean, I think Texas just looks a little bit more creaky than I would have expected.
I could have told you this would happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. Traveling, and that's a long trip. It's got to be like the longest one Texas makes.
Yes.
think-
Yeah.
Anyone in the Big 12.
All right. We're in a little bit of a break on both sides.
Yeah.
We mentioned Nebraska really quick. I would love to get you guys' thoughts on Nebraska in general this
Is that
season.
still
Disappointed.
Yeah, disappointing, obviously.
I
Is
love their long-term trajectory.
that the word you would use
Yeah.
to describe them? I think me personally, I might use a little harsher word to describe Adrian Martinez.
Did you
in
see
particular.
Auburn? Interception by
Intercepted.
Florida.
wow,
That guy had
this
the
is
same
a
guy with two against Kentucky.
turnover fest.
Oh my
Florida
gosh.
will have
And
another-
I love the play call too by Auburn. Nick's punt fake, tried to hit the wheel route. Florida's defense, man.
I'm assuming this flag is going to be after the turnover.
Yeah.
So
Oh my
that's sick.
goodness, yeah,
that's
that's-
the interception of the year.
Yeah, it might be. It very well may be. That was incredible. And on the run, just didn't break stride.
Sean Davis, man. He had 2 against Kentucky, including a pick 6.
And
He's awesome.
he was looking for the end zone on that one.
We talk about all these teams as DBU.
And is this going to move him even closer?
We talk about all these teams as DBU, LSU, Ohio State, Alabama. Florida's in the mix.
That's true.
And it also
That is
seems
true.
like Florida, their best defensive back is never the one who we think going into the season it's going to be.
yeah,
We all talked about C.J. Henderson this year. Sean Davis right now, 3 interceptions.
Hey guys, I got a late score update if you'd like.
Thank
to
you,
take a
Mike.
look at
Yeah,
that
let's
real fast.
let's take a look at that real
All
quick.
right, there's a good look-see.
So it doesn't look much
Nebraska.
different
Ooh,
than when we
Illinois.
last saw it.
It doesn't say noon anymore.
Yeah, other than Virginia Tech and Notre Dame jumping out to big leads.
Mike, any games tonight you're kind of excited about that you might watch with the Yankees on at the same time?
With the Yankees on, it's good. I'll tune into Ohio State
Okay.
and just see what they're doing. I'm curious about Georgia, Tennessee. I like watching Georgia play.
I actually got
DeAndre Swift's from y'all's area.
I'm a big DeAndre Swift guy.
Billy.
That's for sure.
I'm definitely into. Jonathan Taylor is too. He's
Yeah.
from Salem, New
Yep.
Jersey, like very close to where.
Committed to Rutgers, as was Saquon.
I will watch that Michigan State Ohio State game as well, but I also will have an eye turned towards that Cal Oregon game for a different reason. I want to see Justin Herbert go up against that Cal defensive back. Everyone talks about him as an NFL caliber.
Drove Jacob Eason nuts.
Yeah. I'm curious about that.
Texas just can't get anything going.
yeah. Oregon fans, even though they've won the past couple weeks, they've been a little bit underwhelmed by their offense. So if they put in a big performance against a tough Cal defense, that would certainly put a lot of those concerns to rest.
Yes.
We got Virginia Tech about to be in the red zone again.
That's insane. They woke up. Whatever it was, yeah. They had their Wheaties this morning.
Well, I wonder if we need to get on the phone with Evan Watkins and figure out what the heck's going on
Yeah.
A little podcast.
at Virginia Tech.
Podcast.
I just genuinely, everything about what has happened there is so weird. Like from all the players that transferred out to, and then now you've got Bud Foster leaving at the end of the year. Like, how is that
Florida.
impacting things?
Touchdown Gators.
Yeah, and this is
No. Wow. So this Florida-Auburn game, man,
Is drunk.
yeah.
it
What are
really
we at,
is.
5
if you look,
turnovers?
yeah, I think so 4 fumbles. Well, 3 offensive fumbles, a muffed punt, and an interception. And Auburn has the advantage in the turnover differential, 3-2, but Florida has the advantage on the scoreboard, pending the extra point, 14-6.
Texas can't tackle today. Got some good comments. Aldo Sanchez says Texas needs to get tough. Yes, they can't tackle
True.
today. Joshua, who's crushing it on the comments. Bo Nix, being a freshman, is showing.
That's what
That might
that
be
was
true.
my prediction before the game. Going on the road in a big spot in a tough environment. Give me Kyle Trask. I don't think he's going to light the world up, obviously, with 2 fumbles.
Texas has missed 2 tackles, and West Virginia is about to score a touchdown. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm not okay.
Someone send Trey a care package.
I'm not okay. It's not even fun to react to this game. I want to give you guys a good reaction. I'm just kind of nauseous about it.
Well, that's a reaction,
Yeah,
and it's a good
I'll take
one.
that.
Just because you don't like it, there's probably a lot of
take
fans out there that like
Anything that's
watching,
animated.
like watching you watch.
You guys remember
Texas
2
lose.
years ago when Sam Ellinger threw an overtime interception in the end zone, and I threw a chair in the office?
I do remember
I
that.
remember you jumping really high too.
Yeah,
I was like, whoa,
are you talking about when we play hoops or in the office?
No, like when you reacted to it.
You also had a yelp. I remember
Yeah.
that was whoa, that was
That was a lot.
it sounded like an animal. It was in danger.
So I'm looking at the box score for this Virginia Tech Miami game.
Hold on, it's
Yeah, not so fast. Not so fast, West Virginia. Oh, wait, never mind. I got fooled on the keeper there, too.
114 total yards in VT. 214 total yards. VT Miami.
They're about to score again too.
Miami only has 64 total yards.
Wow.
10 yards rushing. 54 passing. I'm not sure which of those is worse.
The hat has come off. Just not. Doesn't even want to associate himself with the team anymore.
Horns down.
See, that's why. Did anyone see that?
He's so mad. Yeah.
That's why horns down is funny. That's why.
If Texas, this, I don't have anything to say. Can we cuss on this show?
Technically,
you not
yes,
to.
we shouldn't do it, but no, not like we get taken off the air. We don't know FCC regulations.
I'd also like rather it be organic than you being like, "Can we do it?" And then
No, like, because I'm holding it in.
yeah.
I'm holding it in, Mike.
Well, try your best not to.
Well, we
but
can mute you guys for a couple seconds so you can just kind of mouth it.
I mean, clearly, if like
Like if it'll make you feel better.
if accidental cussing got you kicked off of Facebook, that we would have been gone a long time ago.
I'm like, this isn't your fault. I'm just like kind of annoyed. Like West Virginia, Texas, like on like a 3rd and goal, and Connor's like, oh, Virginia Tech, Miami. Let's look at it. I was like, no, this is
No,
the
I get
game.
it. I get it. Yeah.
I'm not really annoyed.
No, like when you're feeling stressed about your
Yes.
team and
Yeah.
like the people around you
Don't think it's a big
aren't
deal?
as
Don't think.
yeah, it's irritating.
no, no,
You're beginning to
this is a
find
big
out why
deal.
I don't watch my teams in public.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right.
Connor,
1, 2, Virginia Tech did score 28-0.
Connor,
it's not good.
you were optimistic earlier about Texas. You thinking? What are you thinking?
I mean, what I'm seeing is alarming on that front. Texas, I mean, they have the talent to turn this around. I don't know, but they're also got players dropping every play.
Yeah.
And that's
can't tackle
been the
as well.
story of their season. Has been
This
injuries.
feels like a game where it's like, God, you just want to get it to halftime and see if you can figure some things out.
Yeah,
Because they clearly, yeah.
I'm disappointed if I'm a Texas fan, but I'm not sweating this game just yet. I mean, it's a long road
I mean, I
trip.
think, you know.
I think the team. It depends. I'm looking at what is the score. Get it to halftime, as Connor says,
Okay.
and then what does the team look like in their first possession of the third quarter? That's when I'm starting to panic.
Okay, that's fair. How do Auburn fans feel?
I would love to know how Auburn fans are feeling right now because they've had every opportunity in this game to, jump
they-
out on
yeah.
Florida, and they haven't been able to do it. In a
Big 3rd and 2. You guys are comforting me, like in this time of crisis. I just want you to know.
crisis. Crisis is a
do you
strong
get it?
word to use there.
No, you didn't get it. Florida's defense is
That's a
something
tough
strong.
spot.
Can Florida beat Georgia based on its defense?
I was wondering, just in general, I wasn't thinking just on the defensive side there, but I was wondering if Florida could compete with Georgia, and I don't know if I've seen enough from either team to really truly know yet, but I definitely think it's worth the conversation.
That's the neutral site game.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I thought I had Auburn winning this game, but I really thought we were going to come out of this game kind of feeling like the way, talking about Florida in similar tones as we were talking about Notre Dame coming out of their loss to Georgia. Like, man, Florida lost that game, but man, I think they might be contenders in the SEC East now.
Trask looks great.
Yeah, and we still haven't really seen any like Dan Mullen magic either. And I feel
Maybe
like
his
we're past
magic
the
is his backup, Kyle Trask, being
Yeah.
a above average replacement for Felipe Franks. After that Week 0 game versus Miami, I remember my takeaway was Franks looks bad, and that's not the leap they needed him to take if they were going to beat Georgia. And now they've got good enough quarterback play with a killer defense
If you
to maybe beat Georgia.
If you go back and watch the post-game interview that Dan Mullen did on the field with ESPN or whoever it was, SEC Network, like the way he's glowing about Kyle Trask, I mean, it's probably just a guy who's waited his turn, shining shining when he gets the opportunity. But there's something about the way he was kind of beaming about him that I kind of was like, okay, this is interesting.
Yeah.
It seemed like his praise of Trask was uniquely effusive.
Ingram's still not back in.
What do you think of Roschon Johnson
I love it.
as a running back?
You want to talk about, like, Connor talking about Dan Mullen and Kyle Trask. Like, Texas fans are in love with Roschon Johnson.
Yeah.
He was a quarterback a month and a half ago. Changed positions because they needed him to because of injuries. Has been great. And they said, do you want a red shirt and kind of restart your career as a quarterback? He said, no. If you're going to keep playing me, I want to play at running back.
Is he a freshman?
Yeah.
See,
I think his future now is running back.
the funny thing for me is I've never seen him play quarterback, and now it's hard for me to
He looks like a running back.
imagine him playing quarterback.
He looks
like a running back.
And I was like, quarterback to running back. I was like,
How tall is he?
Sam's going deep. Maybe a flag.
Yeah.
They haven't. Another third and medium to long, and that's the tale of this game so far for Texas, is not only has Todd Orlando's defense been really bad and had the injuries been bad too, but the offense has no rhythm. No rhythm. I'm concerned. Color me concerned. Color me concerned. Position changes are rare. We all grew up playing NCAA, and one of the most fun things about NCAA football video game in the offseason was changing positions. And it's very rare now when you actually do it.
Yeah.
Now you usually go wide receiver, defensive back, or linebacker, running back. But get rid of it. Sam, here's Roschon. He just doesn't even look like a quarterback.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's hard for me to imagine that guy now playing quarterback because he's got so much running back swag.
What's interesting is they have not yet done anything with his arm as far as a trickeration. I wonder if that's coming next week.
Are you talking about
Roschon.
With Roschon.
Halfback pass. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're probably saving it.
Although if they're saving
that.
it, I would like them to give OU an alternate look today.
Okay. Yeah, something to prepare for.
Because OU gave Texas looks on its trick plays.
little bait and switch.
Right? Didn't OU give Texas at least something?
Yeah.
They did two.
Right, they gave
And the
Texas-
first one worked,
Yeah.
and the second one was a disaster.
But right, and I think 10 years ago, fans are like, don't show the trick plays yet.
Right, not
But
against
now
Kansas.
you show the trick
Yeah,
plays.
and then
And
you roll
make
out a
them
different
plan
one.
for the
Yeah.
trick play.
Yeah.
And then you roll out something different, or you roll
It's,
out a spin on it, or you at least make them waste half an hour of practice
Right.
preparing for that.
A trick play
Yeah,
you're not going to roll out.
Roschon's heating up.
Little reverse psychology. Wow, yeah, it was a
This is a
nice,
drive.
powerful run.
Texas on a drive. Get your keys out.
We got a third down in this game as well. Florida facing it. It seems like every time they're facing a third down, Auburn gets a sack fumble or something.
Kind of thing that like Florida backup quarterbacks like an actual thing that like think of all the Florida Austin Appleby, like Florida backup quarterbacks just get in games more than any other school's backup quarterbacks.
Yeah. I think,
Jacoby Brissett.
yeah.
Yeah,
Jeff
except for like what Cam Newton. I mean, arguably the best one did.
Yeah.
Get in.
No, you're right. That's such a good point. Like of all the years Florida's wandered through the wilderness with like mediocre backup quarterbacks, and they once had Cam Newton.
Yeah.
And going back to Spurrier, like there were just so many years where he just kind of was committed to the two quarterback system
At Florida?
the entire way. Yeah.
So Florida did convert that third down. We were talking a little bit about Florida as a contender in the SEC East and could they knock off Georgia depending on the outcome of this game and stuff. I think a lot depends on the outcome of this game, but I think after that week 0 game where they beat Miami but looked kind of sloppy doing it, a lot of people really kind of wrote off Florida as a contender in the East and gave it to Georgia, theirs to win. But I do think that it's interesting that we've been talking about the West as like, it's Alabama's, but LSU is good this year. Might they give Alabama a run? And, Auburn is kind of good too. So you have 3 teams that are at least interesting to talk about.
3 top 10 teams.
And if Florida wins this game, it at least makes it interesting on the East. You lose Auburn on the West, I guess, in that conversation.
Yeah.
But at least you have 2 dogs at the top of each division. And so that would be kind of fun moving forward
The
if you
SEC
had that.
has 5 top 10 teams.
Yeah, that's a lot of teams.
Yeah. And, I don't even know that Florida being a contender in the East changes based
on this game?
Yeah, based on the outcome. It's going to be more how do they look.
True.
And whatever the outcome is.
So we're on Texas.
Quick little-
Yeah, go ahead.
I got a quick little update. Miami about to go in. They're at the 4-yard line, and Notre Dame also in the red
Notre
zone. They're at the
Dame's
13. So we could see a score update coming pretty soon.
I've got a potential killer Texas injury update. I haven't seen Devin Duvernay on the field in 2 series. They've got a freshman playing his spot right now.
Who is
Marcus
it?
Washington. If Devin Duvernay, I mean, God, then I just I don't know what to say. So we'll see. So Notre Dame's just
Making mincemeat of Brian Van Gorder.
really is he
He's the defensive coordinator at Bowling Green. Yeah,
Wow.
He was bad.
I saw Brian Kelly says they haven't spoken since.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And right on cue, 27-0.
Did they do a
In
fake
book
punt here
to
and they
Chase
didn't work
Claypool.
in Florida?
Chase Claypool. Fake punt.
Fake punt
Johnny
punt
Jones.
that did not work.
What a weird.
We got everything in this
game.
game except for like
Quality.
normal good offensive
I'm a little
plays.
disappointed that this is not like a defensive game that you can feel good about.
Yeah, no, it's
you know?
more of just.
I kind of
yeah.
thought that that's what it was going to be.
No.
Roshan. So Texas is riding on its backup running back. Devin Duvernay hasn't played. B.J. Foster's hurt. Caden Stearns is already hurt. Colin Johnson's already hurt. This is a mash unit.
But they're moving the ball on this drive.
Great. No, it's, When I was a kid, I feel like I never paid attention to potential injuries. I feel like I just watched teams and never worried, is Vince Young going to get hurt on this play? And now I'm an adult and we're anxious about everything and we have bills to pay and we're oh God, how bad could this go here? You know what I mean?
So you say you've become more pessimistic as you've gotten older, or
Yes.
or you're just more conscious of these things?
I think both.
the reality
I think
of football.
both. I never once, when Texas is throttling Baylor 63-0 in 05, I never once get Vince Young off the field. I
hustle.
don't want slide, Vince.
Some hustle from Tom Herman to get in there and get the timeout. Yeah, I think a turning point for me was Marcus Lattimore's injury.
Yeah.
Ever since then, any type of collision, I get a little uneasy.
Hey guys, real quick, Miami update here. They go to 3rd and goal from the 1 yard line, go to 4th and goal, and N'Kosi Perry throws an interception. So,
Wow.
it's still 28-0 there for Virginia Tech, and Miami just can't seem to get anything rolling.
But Mike, it's the right call to go for 7, right? For
Yeah,
sure.
I think so.
Yeah.
But if you can't make the play, maybe just go for 3.
Mike grew up a Hurricanes fan. I think that's interesting.
Oh, really?
I was cool with them. I mean, I thought
He
they
was
were
a Ken Dorsey fan.
Ken
fun
Dorsey
to
fan.
watch. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't
Oh, don't worry. You're not going to get
about 'em, but,
flamed in the comments.
And they were one of the coolest teams when we were.
they were awesome. Yeah.
Our formative years. So Auburn now has the ball in Florida territory. This is their
keep
4th
track of
drive
it.
that started in Florida territory.
And
Touchdown.
Oh, wow.
Touchdown.
and that's the touchdown?
Bo Nix, just deep
Seth
ball,
Williams.
just in between two defenders,
I thought it was going to be picked.
perfect throw. This game's
This
unpredictable.
Auburn-Florida game is insane.
So we got 14-12 pending the
12-13 if they make the extra point.
Are they going for 2 or are they gonna?
Well, we're going to see here soon.
I would be
You don't
somewhat
need
shocked
for
if
2
it goes
yet.
for 2
Yeah.
this early.
I actually like going for 2 now so you don't have to chase points later.
Yeah, SEC coaches don't really.
Yeah, or you might have to chase more points.
When do you know now? When do you rather know now, though, if you need to chase points?
I guess that's true.
It's possible if Duvernay is hurt that he got dinged up on that kickoff return, which continues to sort of fuel my hate for special teams.
We got 10 minutes left in the stream, believe it or not. So if the guys in the back, we could get one more final late score update. Just, we don't have to show it. We shut down. No score update. Okay, we will not have another score update. Never mind.
I'll give you a score update.
It's not the worst thing in the world. I think this is literally the only 2 games going right now.
Yeah, I mean,
Whatever.
these 4 up here at the top is probably enough of a score update. The only 2 you really need to be following close are this Auburn-Florida game and Texas,
Baylor,
West
Kansas
Virginia.
State. A little interesting.
What's the score there?
Baylor 10, Kansas State 3.
Iowa
Okay.
State's pounding TCU 35-17. Sam Ellinger
Wow.
There you go. Made it look
finds
easy.
John Burt for a touchdown.
Wow.
Yeah, their backup receivers are playing. Something's wrong with Duvernay.
And look, you still got more than half of this second
I don't-
quarter left.
I'm worried about the injuries.
Iowa State putting 35 points on TCU is really notable to me. What is the story there?
That Cyclone offense maybe finally woke up. I'll box score it. They're running the ball well. The Cyclones are.
We did see a big Brock Purdy
Brock
run.
Purdy looks
Look, he
good.
ran too, 90 yards rushing and a touchdown.
Whoa, I didn't even notice that. Good for Iowa State. I'm gonna look at my boy Scott Frost. See what he's doing.
You're still 7-0 there, Trey. Nebraska Northwestern.
Do you think the Rutgers interim coach Nunzio Campanelli even enjoys the promotion to interim coach?
Well, I'll take this opportunity to say Nunzio Campanelli just to say it on this because it's probably the best coaching name right now.
Yeah.
So it's a long U? Or
No, obviously it's not. I don't know if it's Nunzio or Nunzio
Maybe
or
it's Nunzio.
how exactly it is, but either way, it's a great name, regardless of the exact pronunciation. But do you think he even enjoys it?
Yeah.
No, it's a. I mean, maybe you get to say you were an interim head coach and it helps you down the road somewhere, but. Mike did the video on it. Who can save Rutgers? That's an unenviable position to be in.
I kind of liked Barton's, and my light went out, but I kind of liked Barton's take on that, how if you can find a guy that can recruit that area, you could hypothetically, have one of the better teams in college football.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to out-recruit literally everybody.
Everybody.
Mike, if you want to end the show running that video, you're welcome to do it.
I don't have it loaded up, but
I'm sure some Rutgers experts could rattle off some names, but nobody is immediately jumping to mind is oh, they're going to be the Mike Loxley of.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the fact that it's kind of gone straight to the Shiano thing has been is stale to me.
But yeah, but
AJ Foster's back.
Unexciting. There you go. See, don't worry about
The thing with Rutgers is, are you kidding me? I don't know if. Oh, don't throw
Well, you
flags
knew
on
if you
that!
slide and you jump on the quarterback, that's what they call every time now. So, don't do it.
What was the name you said for Rutgers? And I'm sorry to trample over your penalty.
Ray
crease.
Shiano.
I said Shiano. It's the only one that's really been floated around that I've seen. That's.
I thought
And to me, that's not exciting. I understand it's.
Maybe if he makes great hires to fill out his staff. Because it sounds like, talking to Sam Hellman, who runs our news desk and covered Rutgers for 11 years, it sounds like it's just and maybe Mike can chime in too if he wants. It's just there are some aspects of it where it's a unique position that somebody who knows how to kind of navigate in that space is a little bit better set up for success than somebody who just comes in from California not knowing
I was going to kind of agree with you there. I almost feel like you would need a New Jersey guy to come in.
Mike, what's the stat? What's the stat with the 55 stars or 5 and 4 stars?
In the last 6 recruiting cycles, 50, 4, and 5 stars.
Oh no! Oh
Been
no!
from the state
Oh
of New
no!
Jersey, and
What?
Rutgers has only got 3 of them. For
Kyle
what it's
Trask, bad
Trask is hurt.
Oh.
bad lower leg injury.
Oh, no. Emory Jones.
Oh wow!
And you could tell by his reaction, this is not good.
Sorry to.
No.
No, that's
Talk
what we're
over
doing
reaction.
here. We're reacting.
That's bad, huh?
Yeah.
Yep. That'll be any.
Wow.
Florida already had 3 weeks ago their starter suffer a season-ending leg injury.
Yeah, and you could just tell by the reaction. This is not good.
Oh, man.
Well, it's Emory Jones time.
After him, I don't think they have any scholarship quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And there was a lot of people
Oh, man.
when Felipe Franks went down. We're saying that Florida was going to employ more of a 2 quarterback set with
Dan Mullen.
Trask and
Upset.
and Emory Jones. We haven't seen a lot of Emory Jones, but now we're going to. Oh, this is terrible.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's just never good when you're planting and the throw and
The left knee.
The other angle showed it a lot better.
yeah.
He's walking.
Wow, he's walking off the field. That's unbelievable.
Fantastic.
Wow.
I mean, clearly in pain, not even being
No,
helped.
I think he must be fine.
I don't know if
No?
he's fine. I
I
mean,
walked
that
off
was
the
a
field with a torn ACL.
Yeah.
yeah.
Not
Okay.
to flex, but
Well, I'm glad there's no like break here or something.
Oh yeah, I mean there's some hyperextension there in the left leg. He's going to go to the locker room now with 10:18 left in the second quarter. But he's walking under his own power. Not a ton of limp there too, which is nice to see if you're a Florida fan or any fan. You don't want to see a quarterback get hurt like that, especially the team's already down to their second stringer. We only have 3 minutes left in this show, by the way.
guys, are we any concerned about North Carolina only winning 3-0 right now with 10 minutes left in
Who
the
are they
second?
playing?
I'm a little surprised.
Georgia
Georgia
Tech.
Tech, worst team in the
Oh,
ACC.
wow.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
Georgia
know.
Tech lost to the Citadel, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah, that's bad.
UNC, I mean, they've had their moments, but they've been very up and down.
Yes, that's right.
They've done the play up and then play down
Yep.
competition thing.
Notre Dame about to be in the red zone again. What else is new?
It's a sign of a really well coached and prepared program that you blow out the teams you're supposed to blow out. Mm-hmm. As Notre Dame's done all season.
And people, roll their eyes at people's schedules a lot early in the season here. But, I mean, the fact is not everybody does blow out the teams you're supposed to blow out.
No.
Now, Emory Jones is going to bring a different dynamic to this game.
He can really
As you
run.
see, 3rd and 2, he knifed through
He
the
looks
Auburn
fast.
defense easily for a first down. So this could be interesting in a game where they're already only leading by 1, but have had the lead for the entire game. A running quarterback might not be the worst thing. It might help you kill clock.
Well, it's just also something they haven't even prepared for.
Right, that's true.
Now he's going deep.
Oh, wow. If he had caught that, it would have been a great catch. But
Swain. We got some action heating up, man.
we do. All right, so
It's gonna be stressful.
all right, so final minute here in the show. Let's get our predictions for what we think is going to happen in both this game and the Texas game. Connor, we'll start with you. Let's get your prediction for both.
Texas will be fine. They'll pull it out. Maybe it'll be dramatic, but they have Sam Ehlinger. He'll carry them through. Florida, Auburn, man, I don't know. We've had such a late wrench thrown into proceedings here. I guess I'd maybe go Auburn. But I don't know. Emory Jones
Just threw
has the Gators
dimes.
moving.
Texas pulls it out, but the injuries might decimate for next week, unfortunately. And the defense has to play a lot better. I'm pretty mad at Todd Orlando right now. I'm going to stick with Auburn, but I'm going to enjoy the Emory Jones show. What do you think?
I'm going to say Texas takes care of business in the second half here on the road. And I'm going to stick with my original prediction and say that Florida wins this game behind some electric playmaking from Emory Jones. So that'll do it for us here. It's 4 p.m. Central Time. Time for us to log out here at 247 Sports. But we'll still all be available on Twitter. You see our handles there at the bottom. If you want to keep the conversation going, hit us up there. We'd love to conversate with you guys during the late games here today. So for Mike the producer, A.A. Ron in the control room, Trey Scott and Connor Tapp here in the studio, I'm Kevin Boylard. Make sure you're keeping it locked to 247 Sports. We're talking your team all the time.